inspection, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Rick Papandrea. I hear so much about the subspecialties here at OAW. What does that really mean, and how does that differentiate OAW surgeons from others?
The main difference, I think, for us is a subspecialization that we don't just participate in, but we really embrace. Everybody who's here has done extra training beyond the normal 5 years to have a subspecialty. But we don't just dabble in that subspecialty, we focus in it. So if there's a problem in the group, a patient has an issue that's very specific, a provider might realize that issue needs the attention of that subspecialist. So what we do is we make sure the focus is on the patient and we get that patient to the provider that has that subspecialty focus. I think a lot of surgeons and providers will have a focus, but they will do it when they can, do it when it's convenient. But for us, it's really the priority.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
When you need electrical service, choose the company other companies call. Current Electric has been energizing and illuminating lives in the southeastern Wisconsin area since 1983. They have earned the trust of businesses like Bauer Sign and Lighting, Midas, and Take 5 Car Wash. With 40 years of 5-star service under their belt, they are sure they can earn your trust too. Whether you need residential or commercial work completed or are interested in solar or generators, call the superheroes at Current Electric. Visit callcurrent.com.
Sweetest Day is coming up, and we want to make sure you're equipped to make that special someone in your life extra happy with a Welke Sweetest Day giveaway on 94.5 ESPN.
Go on. I'm listening.
From now through October 20th, head to WelkeSweetestDay.com to register for your chance to win a Sweetest Day prize pack.
Ooh, this could be interesting.
A bouquet of flowers from Welke's Milwaukee florist and a $50 Benson's gift card could be yours to share. Just go to...
Hold on, honey. I got this part. That's WelkeSweetestDay.com for full contest details.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from Who's on Layton in Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live out and about in Milwaukee. We are at Who's on Layton. Yes, that's right. Who's on Layton until 5 o'clock. The brand new restaurant and bar here in Milwaukee. You can stop by after work. They have everything you need. You can enjoy a nice cold Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Cheese curds, wings, sandwiches, burgers. They got it all at the brand new bar. And I pulled up and I was like, wow, this is good. I already feel like I got a taste of Vegas back in my life. They got slots and different things you can do here. But this, like I said, is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust. He's Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
What's up? So happy to be here at Who's on Layton in the city.
414. The 414 hour at Foe is going to hit a little bit different today, being out and about in Milwaukee. And 6-time, 6-year NFL punter Brad Nortman with us. Say what up, Brad.
Hey, what up? Taking KBN on the road. Loving it out here.
Yeah, it's finally nice to have you guys with me on the road, because I know, again, I was at the Stadium Swim out in Vegas, but now we're together. The view is great. It is not like we had, but again, check it out. Who's on Layton? Brand new bar. You got to try the food. I've already surveyed people all around. They're loving it. Great place, brand new. As you can see, they're getting ready for a Halloween-themed party, so make sure with that.
Now I got to ask. So on some of these doors, particularly the bathroom doors, there's like a crime scene yellow tape, and I was like, oh, should I
didn't know if it was construction too. I was like, is this the right door, the wrong door? But it's the right door.
Yeah.
You go through and you end up here. 800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. You can also find us on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Now, as we are getting ready to do this show, we learned that, Brad changed times on us, Kyle, like 15 times last night. It turned into, how can we make Brad have the easiest possible way of getting to the airport, is what we found out today. We didn't know what he was doing to us yesterday.
He was finagling, going back and forth.
Yeah. But he definitely we found out why.
Yeah, I want you guys to accommodate to me. It's all about me.
The 6-time, 6-year punter, okay.
That's right. I'm used to schedules revolving around me. So what's happening is it's Lexi, my wife's, her mom's 60th birthday on Sunday. So we as a family are going to Charleston, South Carolina to celebrate for a long weekend, which will be great, which means I have to deprive KBN Nation of my voice on Friday and Monday. But right after this show, mine and Lexi's flight leaves General Mitchell Airport at 6:40. So we're like, okay, that's not enough time to go all the way back to Oconomowoc and back. How are we going to do this? We don't want 2 cars. So we were logistically game planning the last couple of days. How can we make this work?
I'm shocked you were doing this last night. I figured this would have been figured out way before.
That's very fair. That's very fair. And I think we had a rough draft in our mind, but then it came time for execution. And we said, okay, now we need to actually get times down. I need to figure out how this is going to work, because I want to make sure that KBN gets all of my energy too, and it's not going to get all my energy until that logistics are figured out. So Lexi's going to swing by at 5 o'clock when the show's over, and we're going to go right to General Mitchell Airport, be there with plenty of time. No stress, plenty of time. We're going to get there.
So typically when you go to the airport, 800-990-3776, because I'm interested, I tend to be on the earlier side. My old co-host used to drive me nuts, and Greg Scalzo wants to get through security and everything be already boarding.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's stressful.
See, I knew you would be that way.
Not right.
I had a feeling Kyle Wallace would be that way.
Yeah, no, because here we go. Fast walker, slow walker. What are y'all in a rush for? The plane ain't leaving until a certain time. You know what time it is, and you should understand the operation of the airport. If we're talking about O'Hare, then yes, you need to give yourself as much time as possible, because you don't know what you could run into.
You're talking Dane County. Now it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Security, there ain't no such thing as security there. There's 10 people in the line.
TSA ain't gonna like that now. But in General Mitchell, you can be leisure with your time, so there's no reason to rush it. You get there at least 45 minutes to an hour before
the flight. That's when you get there.
Listen, I usually try to get there an hour before, but I'm not stressing if it's 50 minutes. I'm like, we'll be okay. We'll be fine. The plane ain't leaving without me.
What about when you check a bag, though? You're going to bump out that time a little bit?
I mean, when you check a bag, a lot of times I do fly Southwest, so you kind of check your own bag and you drop it and make really an hour.
This guy's a Frontier. What's your status there?
Yeah.
Frontier.
What's it called?
I haven't used it in a while. Wild Pass.
Wild Pass.
That's
a great name for the Frontier subscription.
Yeah,
Wild Pass. Because you literally don't know what viral video you're going to get from the flight.
I've been lucky not to get any. But yeah, you guys are stressing yourselves out. Brad, you're not too stressful with the fact that you're going from here straight over there. You give yourself about an hour. But Ben, you can't be stressing stressing about the plane. You know,
but it's
exactly
not about
when
the
door
plane.
closed.
It's not about the doors. It's about the things that you cannot control, which is other people, which is security lines.
Yeah, security lines.
You can't know for certain how long something is, so you have to build that time in, not just be like, hey, I'm going to show up an hour before. What if something goes wrong? What if you packed like an idiot and put something in there? They're going to search through your bag.
You shouldn't pack like an idiot. You should be prepared. When I went down.
What if you do an extra screening, Kyle, on you?
Listen, they ain't gonna do. Hurry up and pat me down now. Just get them out of here. I got a plane to catch. But no, real talk. When I went down to Orlando, we understood. We checked the website. They said it might be a little longer lines, and so we knew we need to get there a little bit earlier. So it was all about the preparation. But for the most part, I'm showing up about an hour before. I'm really not trying to do more. And I got a brother who shows up much later.
800-990-3776. How long do you show up before when your flight time leaves? Maxie, let's get something on Twitter at KBN. Put 30 minutes because there are some psychopaths that do it 30 minutes. Put an hour, which is the Kyle. I'm an hour and a half probably would be my spot. If I'm before an hour and a half, I'm happy because anything under an hour and a half, I'm still trying to convince myself I have enough time. It always ends up working out, but I don't want to have to think like that.
He is stressing me. I couldn't fly. He would stress me out because we'll have an hour and 20 minutes, and he'll be freaking out because it's less than 90 minutes before flight departs, and he's probably just like getting all jittery and annoying.
How early should you show up to the airport before your flight time? 30 minutes, an hour, hour 30, 2 hours. Let's get that on Twitter at KBN ESPN on Twitter.
Yeah. And to me, it really depends on where you're at. So we are checking a bag today. So in order to get there at time, an hour and a half, that's plenty comfortable. An hour I'm pretty good with. We actually flew one time out of Charlotte, and we were going to San Diego for like a week or so, and we got there because of bad traffic with like 35 minutes before the flight.
Traffic.
We were freaking out. Yes, we were
That's
freaking out.
I didn't say.
Yep, we were rushing up there, and they didn't take our bag. They said, sorry, sir, you're too late. Our 45 minutes is our cutoff. So we've been burned by it. We've been burned by being late. Have you been burned by being late?
Have I been burned by being late? So I personally have not been.
He's burning people.
I personally have not been burned by being late and missing a flight. So thank goodness that's never happened to me. But, I am a Wallace, and I am my father's child, and we all like to leisurely get to the airport with not too much time. And so maybe back when I was 19 years old, many moons ago, me and my dad went to go visit my uncle down in Atlanta. We get to the airport, we run into a little traffic. We're already running a little bit behind.
Yeah, but it's Atlanta. You got to put more time
that
in.
one, that's a definitely bumper you got to throw in there.
But we still got through everything in time. So basically, as we're kind of rushing and scurrying to get to the gate, before we get to the gate, there's something called the restroom. And I know in my head that we don't have a lot of time. My dad knows in his head we ain't got a lot of time, but one of us chose to go to the bathroom in the airport versus going on a plane. And I went to the gate, and the gate agent said, hey, we got to get ready to close the gate. And I said, well, what about my dad? They said, honey, it's got to close. And so I had to make a decision. Do I wait and stick with the family, or do I get on the plane? You know what I said to myself?
What'd you do?
My daddy a grown-ass man. I'm on this plane.
I'm going
home, baby.
I love
the door closed.
Listen,
you're on it.
No, I got on the plane and the door closed, yes.
And your dad's left behind.
My dad didn't get home.
My gosh.
My dad didn't get home for another 48 to 72 hours. I'm telling you, because getting out of Atlanta is not easy. My dad did not get home for multiple days. I'm sure he wasn't mad about it, but yeah, I left my dad in Atlanta.
Not mad
he has to be
He got
mad.
to hang out with his brother for a couple more days.
So he left the airport and then just got a different flight?
Oh yeah, he wasn't happy initially.
You're a
but
sick person.
No.
I love how like you guys make me seem like I'm the soulless person, right? Scamming people, taking money from people. But when it comes to blood, Kyle's like, screw Pops. I'm on the plane. And you didn't say, hey, Dad, maybe you should hold your tinkle.
He knew he should have held his tinkle. I told him, like, hey, you going to do that? I got to go. He said, I'm an old man. So I said, all right, well, I've got to go. And I had already been in Atlanta for like 4 or 5 days. I was ready to go home. I was going to be danged if I was going to spend more time in Atlanta because my dad had to pee. No, sorry.
Now, we know that the Wallaces have no problem answering a phone in the restroom. Did you call him? Did you text him? Did you do anything to be like, Dad, ASAP, you got to roll?
He knew what
pinch it and run.
Yo, wait a minute. You guys are on me. We all know that there is a urinal, there's a toilet on the plane. If you really want to get home, you better hold it or you better let it
tell
drip.
him that?
He knew that, Ben.
No.
He knew that. My dad, he's been on so many flights, he knew it. He should have just let the tinkle go down his leg and rushed on the plane and did it.
I think when the door closes, it's probably the right time to maybe put your phone on airplane mode early, so you don't get the text from your dad being like, "What the heck? I see you right there on the plane."
There is no worse feeling though than hearing that gate close. Because you know somebody's gonna be.
Have you missed a flight?
So there was one time.
See?
But no, that was not the scenario. It's because of the fact that I'm too relaxed in leisure, and it was flying a different airlines that people hate as well. And we were there in more than enough time, and they were calling, first call, second whatever, zone whatever. And so they called for the last zone 4. We didn't hear it, and then they called zone 4 again, last call. So we got up and we walked over there, and they were already giving our seats away, and we said, "Oh no, we're here." She said, "Nope. Gates closed," and she closed the door.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that was on Spears.
That's crazy.
I don't really mess with a Spirit because they'll turn you into a Halloween Spirit. So
The only time I've Halloween Spirit. The only time I've actually missed a flight was a connecting one, right? Like we got in late, ran to the window. Yeah, we didn't. So, but that is panic mode though. That's where I can't believe how much time you lack to give yourself because there's so much chaos in an airport. No. There's so much going on. You don't want to give yourself a buffer.
Getting to there as well. I'm already nervous thinking about he's like, yeah, I'll get there in an hour, and no regard for anything that might be happening, construction on the road.
Dude, you gotta plan things
out. What if you have the farthest gate that ever in the world to get to?
I plan everything out. I told you guys before the show, I went to Chicago about a couple months ago. We flew out of there to go down to Orlando, and getting to the airport, we went to the wrong airport, and my girl was stressed out, but we got there.
Went to the wrong airport.
We went to the wrong hotel. We went to the wrong hotel.
That's kind of a big mistake.
There are 2 airports down there, and she was all stressed out. But I got to the gate with 10 minutes left. She got to the gate with 5 minutes left because she did get stopped. Mm-hmm. But it was all fine. What's the hurry and what's the rush? If you get on the plane, you get on the plane. They tell you they close the door 15 or 20 minutes before. If you know what it is, just get there before that 15 or 20 minutes, and you'll be okay. Let's just calm down, everybody.
800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Also, you can find on Twitter at KBN ESPN. How early should you show up to the airport before your flight? Early in the voting, Brad and Ben are winning because 1.5 hours is 43%, 2 hours is 29%.
That's ridiculous.
1 hour, like Kyle, is 24%, and the psychopaths that I knew existed, 4.3% say 30 minutes.
Wow. You all are too anal for me. You guys got to be free. You got to be more free. Who wants to sit there for 2 hours and twiddle their thumbs? How boring is it when you have a layover that's more than 2 hours? You're sitting there my goodness, how am I going to pass time?
Now, 2 hours does seem aggressive, but in defense of the 2 hour people, traveling, you're usually going on a vacation or something, don't you want it to be relaxing, right? A slow pace, right? No worries,
he wants to be relaxing,
no concerns.
And stressed out.
I love the adrenaline rush.
Oh,
even hearing about the fact that you are going from you figuring it all out. So, okay, so my wife is going to be picking me up from here. We're going to go straight to. I love all the strategic planning and knowing you're going to go for. I love traveling, and I love the adrenaline rush that I get from it.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, I get an adrenaline rush waiting to get there. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Anybody in my life who goes you know why I travel? The adrenaline rush of the logistics of getting to the airport.
And legitimately, how excited did I get when you were telling your story and talk about, you could do this and you could do that. I mean, legitimately, I am into this type of stuff.
Yeah, you are. I give you credit for that.
Yeah, if you show up 2 hours beforehand, you don't know all the things that happen if you happen to miss your flight or what the bag time limit is because you're just over-prepared and unknowledgeable.
No. No matter what you say, I just think you're a crazy. You know what? You're a crazy person, like the 4% right now that show up 30 minutes before the airport.
My last tangent here is I had a family member who came home and he was flying to go meet his family somewhere else, and his flight left at, let's say, 6, and I did not drop him off until 26 minutes before the flight actually left. He got up because General Mitchell Airport on that day was very slow. He got through security and he got on the plane with time to spare.
Okay,
I'm not asking him for a ride.
Okay, this is like KBN Academy, A or F. You have to arrive 2 hours beforehand or 30 minutes beforehand. Which one are you choosing?
I like it, Brad.
Oh, I'm not. Listen, I'm crazy and I like an adrenaline rush, but 30 minutes beforehand, that was too much for me.
Okay.
I would do 2 hours and twiddle my thumbs more than sitting there running to the gate.
See, but you don't have to twiddle your thumbs. rooms. You can go, get a coffee. You can.
They're making those airport
food.
things pretty nice now.
You can sit on your computer and work a little bit.
See, I'm not gonna blow my money, my spending and travel and vacation money at the airport. No, I gotta save that for other things. You know that, Mr. Vegas. You gotta save it for the more fun things in the airport. You weren't buying up food in Chicago. You were buying up food in Vegas.
No, I actually don't know that, Kyle, because I wasted all my money and I ended up eating a burger that went through me the next morning because I had no money left over. So I don't know that portion. 800-990-3776. We're at Who's On Layton, the brand new bar and restaurant in Milwaukee. It is a great spot. 517 West Layton Avenue is where you can find us today. What are you laughing at?
So what did I tell y'all when I went to, me and my girl flew, and we had to run to the gate. What did I say? What happened? What did she say that Regis said? What did I say?
She almost had an asthma attack.
I told y'all beforehand she almost had an asthma attack, and she just was. I told y'all she was out there breathing.
You only think about yourself.
No,
you're trying to kill. You're trying to kill your spouse. It
wasn't on purpose, but you know what? We planned enough time and we made it.
We'll leave his father at the airport, and we'll give his girlfriend an asthma attack trying to get to the gate. All for an adrenaline rush.
Wow,
what a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat racing too fast, trying to get to the airport. Brad Nortman here, probably a little too anal for my liking, but I'm also anal. You just take me to the next level. 800-990-3776. Again, Who's On Layton is where we're at. It is wonderful. You got to try the house Cajun pasta or the brat burger. I mean, if you think Wisconsin, you better be thinking Who's On Layton. All new, beautiful inside, great TVs. It's Thursday. You know what they're going to have? Thursday Night Football. If you like football, come on by, have great food, and have a great happy hour. It's bye week. After what already felt like a bye week, to be completely honest. It's going to be quite some time before we see the Green Bay Packers. After what happened last year with Green Bay, is this a good week for the Packers to have a bye week? We'll dive into that next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
You said they are a reflection of their head coach.
Yes, he's soft, as he proved with you by signing that damn jersey you had on. You think Campbell would have signed that jersey?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
My biggest criticism of what they did from a roster building perspective is that they gave him no one of experience to throw to. No one.
Football Guy.
Yeah, I just think that this team is better than what they put out there on Monday. I am not buying all this. I get they're young.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequaled customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
Bucks basketball is back. A new era tips off with Coach Griffin at the helm, alongside returning favorites and exciting new additions. It's Dame time, Milwaukee. Don't miss a moment of the action. From the electrifying slam dunks to the roar of 18,000 fans, all unfolding live at Fiserv Forum. Secure your seats now. Visit Bucks.com/tickets and join us for an unforgettable season of Bucks basketball. There's a seat waiting for you at Fiserv Forum. Secure yours now at Bucks.com/tickets.
This is Monica from Kessler's Diamonds. Did you know that Sweetest Day is fast approaching?
And it's celebrated on Saturday, October 21st.
I'm telling you this because I think some of you may have forgotten what Sweetest Day is all about and might need a little reminder.
The first Sweetest Day was celebrated in October during the early 1920s by a group of confectioners who distributed over 20,000 boxes of chocolates to orphans, the elderly, and the poor.
Sweetest Day is celebrated primarily right here in Wisconsin and Michigan.
Sweetest Day is a day for showing affection with gifts, candy, or acts of kindness to those you care about and those who could use a little support.
I'm sure there's someone in everyone's life that could use little affection, kindness, or support.
Stop into Kessler's and pick up some chocolates as our gift of kindness to you.
And while you're here, shop for a gift for someone special in your life and spread the kindness.
Kessler's has plenty of gifts starting at just $75 to help you celebrate Sweetest Day.
Happy Sweetest Day from everyone at Kessler's.
Shop online or find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
I'm living the life that I lived before I started having knee pain 10 years ago.
Meet Julie, a woman who makes the most of every moment in life. But over the last years, those moments were filled with agonizing pain until she discovered QC Kinetics.
Finally, the pain got so bad that people around me are like, oh, when are you getting your knee replaced? I was walking, hobbling. I listened to my last QC Kinetics commercial and I said, I'm done. I got to find out about this.
What Julie found out was QC Kinetics treats osteoarthritis with regenerative therapies, taking your body's own healing properties and concentrating them in the areas where you feel pain, helping heal and restore those damaged areas. No harmful steroids, surgery, or downtime.
It changed how I'm living. I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
Get back your life before the pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On Twitter at KBN, we put out our initial poll. How early should you show up to the airport before your flight in honor of Brad Nortman flying out? Luckily, we're right by the airport, so he ain't stressing. 30 minutes, 3%. 1 hour, 26%.
All right, we're building right.
Hour and a half, 43%. And 2 hours, 29%. Now, the shocking development I have here is Bruce chimes in, and he says, I'm at the airport at least 3 hours early.
Bruce ain't
now,
got
even Anal Brad and myself somewhere in the middle of all that would say that's a little out of control.
That is crazy. What do you do? It's almost like you need the airport experience fully then, right?
Is he taking a tour? Is he going from terminal to terminal?
Seriously.
Yeah, no, I would I don't have that type of time to waste in my life to be at an airport for 3 hours.
You would need, I love that restaurant in the airport. I got to go eat at that restaurant. So you get there early to make sure you do.
Yeah. We're live from Who's on Layton, a brand new bar and restaurant here in Milwaukee, 517 West Layton Avenue. Compliments of our friends at Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. And when it comes to the official beer of the NFL, I always hope for those overtime games because I love football, and it was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink. Even when the little things in life are hard, it's always there for you. And when the game's going overtime, you have even more time to enjoy a fresh Bud Light as the official beer of the NFL. Stop by and try the great food here at Who's on Layton and enjoy the game tonight on these wonderful brand new TVs. It's you know the sign of a good bar is I don't even know if this game's live. I actually think it may or may not be.
I think it's recorded.
Yeah, ESPNU. I checked it out, but they have they have a game on, they don't just have ESPN2. They're like, we need a game on, and that's how you know when there's games going. They're going to have all the games on all these TVs. So check out the brand new Who's on Layton. As far as the Green Bay Packers, the 2-3 Green Bay Packers off of the Monday Night Football loss, they're on bye this week. So I always think it's interesting to watch all of the NFL games as possible, which is kind of how I felt after the Thursday Night Football game against the Detroit Lions. It was like, okay, the Packers got, their butt whooped, but in comparison, they were still 2-2, right? Now they're 2-3. After they were 2-2 on Thursday, I was like, let's watch the rest of the NFL, see where they sort of fit in. We now know after they're 2-3 after loss on Monday. You get to see again, right? So I just think it's an interesting opportunity to reset. But do you think that this bye week came at the right time for the Green Bay Packers?
When the schedule initially came out, my initial thought was, this is early. This is early for a bye. I don't know if that's good for a young team because it's a long season. A lot of these rookies aren't used to that from college football to the NFL. So I was like, gosh, they're going to be hitting that rookie wall around Thanksgiving, early December, and they're still going to have like 6 games after that. But as I've seen this season unfold for the Packers, a couple things that a bye can always give you. First and foremost, it's health. It's trying to get healthy. And this team has had the injury bug on key guys throughout
David
this year.
Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, Christian Watson, Jair Alexander, Aaron Jones.
Yes, and particularly that last one, Aaron Jones. We need him to get healthy. You can tell the void he leaves in the offense and the game planning that even Matt LaFleur has talked about. So to get healthy, this is a great time for this team. And then I'm trying to think specifically for a young football team, it's a great reset moment, right? Mm-hmm. When you're young, you're going to be more susceptible to the swings that each game provides you, right? Good momentum, bad momentum. Powerful. They are experiencing bad momentum right now. They need to experience a hard reset. Like when you take your phone and it's just not working, you got to hard reset that baby and just need a full-on turn of focus and throw all the stuff that everything happened in the early part. It's a good thing for them to move away, say, okay, some good, some bad. We need to do a full reset, take a breather so we can take the rest of the 12 games that we have. And if they get momentum, a young team is going to feed off of that as the season goes. So for me, now that I've seen how the season has unfolded, yes, good time for the Packers and their bye this week.
Hey, listen, gentlemen, this is a terrible time for the Green Bay Packers. Terrible. It's just a bad time because of the fact that this team is already coming off a 10-day layoff after getting destroyed and dismantled by the Detroit Lions, and then you expected them to go into Oakland, and we all had high hopes. Ben picked them to win.
Las Vegas.
I said Oakland. I'm sorry. I'm an old man. What can I say? LA Raiders. But no, so we expected for them to go into Las Vegas, and we all expected to win. We thought that time away would give them a chance to recalibrate. We thought that, Matt LaFleur gave them some homework, so he was trying to build something in. And so we expected for them to go on the road and win that football game. But you know what, gentlemen? That did not happen. So the last thing I want for the Packers is to have 2 bad games, a game where they got obliterated and a game that they lost that they should have based off talent and based off expectations. One, after a long layoff, the last thing I want is for them to have 2 bad losses and then have another long layoff, knowing that having a long layoff has proved nothing for them before already in this season. I much rather prefer this team doing what they need to do, which is playing football games. They need to be playing as a team and figuring things out. If it got to week 10 and they had 2 games in a row losses, okay, let's recalibrate, let's figure this thing out. But the fact that they've had a lot of off days already and they weren't able to go into Las Vegas and win that football game is quite troublesome for me and worrisome. And that's why I think this team needs to be playing games right now in order to get it together. You can't build chemistry without playing games.
800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Did this bye week come at a good time for the Green Bay Packers? Brad says yes, and Kyle says it's a terrible time. Here's where I go. I think that it is a good time, or it's just not going to matter at all. Like that's the truth. We're going to either find out that this was a great time, that Aaron Jones, number one from a health standpoint. I actually don't care about the rest of the roster. We have now seen that they lack an experienced playmaker on this team, because you're going to have ups and downs at the rest of the skill position players. A.J. Dillon just isn't the guy. And in terms of wide receivers, Christian Watson obviously still developing. Romeo Doubs still trying to figure out what his consistent role is. Jaden Reed's going to have ups and downs as a rookie. Then you move to the tight end position. We've already seen the ups and downs of a Luke Musgrave. And so there it is, right? Those are your guys. Aaron Jones needs to get freaking healthy if this team is going to compete. And so from that standpoint, health, great time, because Aaron Jones is your most important piece. The youth, man, here's the thing. When it comes to youth, I think it is a good thing to have a bye because now the full reset is on. The homework that Matt LaFleur gave them to figure out how to be better, it doesn't matter. It is now time to look at yourself in the mirror after having time to prepare for Las Vegas and say, hey, look, special teams, they haven't been nearly as effective as they were the last 4 or 5 games of last year. They've been nothing. They've been a zero. They have not helped this team. The defense has been up and down. Where's the consistency there? The offense has had inconsistencies. So all 3 phases have not been good. If you can't figure it out as a head coach, some of the best coaches in the NFL are fantastic out of bye weeks because they are preparing. And you are now preparing Matt LaFleur for an abysmal Denver defense. They just dropped another pass rusher because they're trying to just fire sale. They want to be in the Bears-Panthers conversation. They probably don't believe that Russell Wilson's going to be the guy. They want him the Caleb Williams sweepstake. They stink. So if you come off of a bye and you aren't prepared on all 3 phases against a horrible Denver Broncos team, you're telling me it didn't matter where the bye was. This team just isn't very good. So it's either going to be a good thing for this team or it's just not going to matter because this 2-3 inconsistent Packers team just is who they are, and that's just not very good.
I'm glad you said that about coaching staffs coming out of bye week and being successful. Most good teams and good coaching staffs take that time. They correct the things they need to correct. They have plenty of time to put together a game plan, and the records show that good coaching staffs put their team in a good position after the bye. That's why I think this next game, it's not just another game for this team. I'm really interested to see what Matt LaFleur can come out with after all this criticism of losing 2 high-profile games where everyone is watching on national television, and see if he can get these guys ready to play against an incredibly beatable team. So for that, in order to take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and correct the thing that need to get corrected, this is such a winnable game coming on the other side of this. It's important for the growth of this Packers team.
I just feel like this team has been so disjointed. Players have been hurt, and Ben, one of the things that you said is, we don't have enough film. We don't have enough games under the belt of Jordan Love to actually figure out who he is and what he is. And I take that same stance when I talk about this football team. They have not had enough games altogether to go figure out exactly what the heck is wrong. What is the message that we need to have? I would have preferred to see this team together as a unit playing at least 4 or 5 games with Christian Watson healthy. Aaron Jones is eventually going to come back. Elton Jenkins is back. But having that core together, figuring out, okay, we did bad in that game with with our core players. Where do we adjust that? And having time to reevaluate more games and more film of the whole team together for a bye week rather than right now. We have no idea really what this team looks like as a unit, as one.
I don't think it really matters whether they look as a unit because that's going to be a work in progress the entire year. What they need to figure out is getting Aaron Jones healthy, and in this bye week, putting them in a situation where Aaron Jones can be utilized in the best way possible if they're serious about trying to win games. Because like Brad said, coming out of bye week, I'm watching Andy Reid and the Chiefs dial up some crazy stuff, like some creativity where I'm like, damn, they were in the lab. I need Matt LaFleur in the lab. If they don't come out and show that this offense, no matter who's out there, right? This offense isn't supposed to be about necessarily the players. It's supposed to be about the scheme and Jordan Love dropping back and knowing progression, guy open. If they're not able to put something together that feels easy for the offense after looking like everything was a struggle against Las Vegas, other than Max Crosby, that's not a good team. He was a disruptor, but they had time to game. We talked about game planning for what he was the only really disruptor that could hurt this team. So we continue to have these same conversations about Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers, and I'm getting to my wit's end, and they better bring it next week against the Denver Broncos as we have to continue to wait. What I will say is I'm glad they play their Thursday night into a Monday night. I'm glad the bye week's coming to an end because I just want to see this team consistently because you can grow in the fire. You can grow. Whether they're winning or losing, you're going to figure out what they're made of for good or for bad moving forward. 800-990-3776. Did this bye week come at a good time for the Green Bay Packers? I say yes, or it's not going to matter because we're going to see exactly what they're made of. Brad says yes. Kyle says it's a terrible time. We want to hear from you, 800-990-3776. Also streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and on Twitter. We're live from Who's on Layton, the brand new bar at 517 West Layton. Compliments of our great friends, the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. We go to school, KBN Academy next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It's Monday.
It is
back, baby.
And you got, how do I say this correctly? Some tightened weave.
Oh, see, now you gonna get in trouble.
Tightened weave.
You don't know what
That's
weave
your
is.
best shot at it?
I don't even
Tighten braids.
My dreads got retwisted.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the 4-day super sale, October 13th through the 16th, and get 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $26.69. That means 40% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 40% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey. Riding with you every mile since 1977.
Check out our brand new Hyundai dealership, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Step inside of our state-of-the-art showroom where you can view our new Hyundai models and some of our finest certified pre-owned.
We've also expanded our service center, staffed by our factory-certified technicians.
And right next door, we've started construction on our all-new Genesis of Waukesha dealership.
But we're not just building walls, we're building careers.
So if you're looking for a career with great benefits and opportunity for growth, Boucher is the place for you.
At Boucher, we ride with you every mile.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Heading up north for some golf? Be sure to book a tee time at the Ball Golf Course, an Arnold Palmer masterpiece just north of Milwaukee on the way to Kohler. It's the best destination for your next Wisconsin round of golf. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the bog.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So it's not nice. For this life I cannot change. In the hills, deep off in the main. Eminem, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. For this life I cannot change. In the hills, deep off in the main. Eminem, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Drop the top, play hide and seek. Jump inside, jump straight to
Happy to be at Who's on Layton here. 517 West Layton Avenue, brand new bar. It's beautiful, lots of TVs, lots of great food. You can try the brat burger, topped with beer cheese spread, sauerkraut, and served on a pretzel bun. Cold Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Try their Oak Barrel Public House Cajun pasta. I mean, they have everything you need here at Who's on Layton, the brand new bar. You can find us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and on Twitter at KBN ESPN. But right now, it's time for some KBN Academy.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
KBN Academy is presented by Circa Sports. Play the Circa Million and Circa Survivor with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circa Sports. Enter in Vegas, play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
It is KBN Academy. Brad Nortman, he's got his MBA. Lots of cool letters next to his LinkedIn profile. Kyle Wallace, also professor with a master's degree, not quite as smart as Brad. And I have a bachelor's degree, and I'm proud of it, no matter how I got it. We're going to give some questions. You got to give an A or an F, questions or statements, but you got to give an A or an F. There's no in between, no B's, C's, or D's. There are reports that the Broncos are expected to trade wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. A or F, you would like to see the Packers trade for Jerry Jeudy?
I'm going to go with an F on that one. I don't know what it's going to do at this point. If they would have made the trade earlier in the year to get him in rhythm on the same page with Jordan Love and help these young receivers, even though Jerry Jeudy is pretty young himself, just help with maturity and help with their growth, I think I'd be for it. But at this point, why give up something in a year that you're not going to make a Super Bowl run anyway? And he wouldn't come help this team when they need it, which is in a few years from now. So I like an F on that one. Might as well just stick with your guys. You've already made that decision and go through the growing pains.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy's been in the league a little bit of time now, and I'm just taking a peruse at some of his stats, and he could be very helpful. You know what I'm saying? This could be an opportunity where you might be giving up a 4th-round pick, a 5th-round pick, 3rd maybe. That's very, very high. But you're not giving up too much to get a guy that could be like a true number one. He had high hopes and high potential when he came out. And so I think, with this offense, right now, we don't have a true number one receiver. And Jerry Jeudy might have the skill set and the talent to be able to do that. And a change of scenery might be something that works for Jerry Jeudy. But I say, why not? It's not going to cost you a lot of money right now. And if it does cost you a lot of money in the future, that means Jerry Jeudy turned out to be exactly what everybody expected him to be when he came out of Alabama.
Yeah, I'm still going to go with an F here. I'm with Brett. I don't know what adding him does when you don't already know who you are as a team right now. They're in the midst of figuring that out, and adding a piece to help try and figure that out and mold this offense together doesn't seem the right time. Now, I would laugh my butt off a little bit if after all these years of Packer fans getting teased by the front office of, ooh, are we going to trade for this guy or this guy or this guy in the middle of the season when they're not contenders as much as they've been in the past? I would laugh if Goody trades a 4th or 5th rounder for Jerry Jeudy. I like Jerry Jeudy. I just don't think it makes sense with where the Packers are right now and Goody's overall strategy. His strategy heading into the season was, we're going to go young. We're going to give our guys the reps to grow. And I understand Judy's young, but it's just adding an element of I think figuring out who your next running back outside of Aaron Jones is might be more important than adding another wide receiver. So this is a hard F for me, and I'm used to those in school. Moving right along, organizers of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics delivered the proposal to put flag football on the program for the Summer Games when it comes to the United States for the first time in 32 years. A or F, you'd like to see flag football in the Olympics?
I'm going to go with an F on this one, unless they got punting in that. Then I might sign up for that USA team, baby. Be the USA punter.
You trying to be like Matt Hamilton. Huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Matt Hamilton. I'm going to go with an F. I don't see the appeal in a flag football league. I think when you take away, quite honestly, when you take away the violence and for real, I mean, that is such it's an important part of the American game of football. So doing a flag football game, I don't know. I have no appeal personally for it. And like, would it even be competitive? You got the U.S. and then all these other countries that don't play football at all. It would be so lopsided because even if you do just flag football,
USA, I don't care if it's lopsided.
Can you imagine the flag football team
give me
that
the
we
gold
put together?
medal. I want on the medal count.
I think it would be. I think it's kind of lame, to be honest.
It would be absolutely ridiculous if we had a flag football, USA team, because you can get D3 players who could probably still dominate on the world stage. And so, absolutely not. This is a complete F. Nobody's going to watch flag football. Nobody wants to go to that game. When you have kids, right, you're excited for your kids to throw on pads, not to throw on flags. Like, that's the whole thing that you're looking forward to. We're not trying to see grown men run around with flags on their waist. So I'll say I'll pass. This is stupid, and Olympics should just find some other sport. Bring back wrestling or softball. Didn't they get rid of softball and wrestling? Or did they bring softball back? Didn't they get rid of wrestling?
I don't know. I don't have all the Olympic sports memorized.
I'm pretty sure they got rid of Olympic wrestling from the Olympics. I'll look it up, but this is stupid.
But yeah.
I'm an A because of one thing only that I saw, and that's that Tyreek Hill wants to play. And if Tyreek Hill is out there playing flag football, running circles around every European, Asian, Australian country there potentially is, I'm in for it. Tyreek is one of the most electric players to watch play football. He's got the top speeds in the NFL. If I get to watch Tyreek, I think I'm happy. I think he's the most electric player to watch play football just because there's no one like him. He's so damn fast. I'd love to watch. He would be running literally, when people say running circles around you, he could probably just run circles around everybody in flag football, and that would make it fun for me to watch. Quickly here, A or F? The Vikings have placed Justin Jefferson on IR with the hamstring injury, so he will miss the next 4 games. The Vikings are a bigger mess than the Packers, A or F?
Oh, I'm going to go with that's a good one. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with an F. I think the Packers are a little bit bigger of a mess. The Vikings have a franchise, the best receiver in the league. I think they should trade Kirk Cousins, kind of tank their way to a top quarterback, and then there you go. You've got a great receiver and a great young quarterback. And I think they're more set up for the future than the Packers are, at least with a more clear path. So I'm going to go with the Packers are a bigger mess. So therefore, that is an F.
I can feel for Minnesota Vikings fans because when I look at the Minnesota Vikings, I look at an organization and a franchise that's been decent, had their ups, had their downs, had some big-time names. And you know who they reminded me of? They reminded me of the Milwaukee Bucks before we got Giannis. They were mediocre. The Bucks had some good talent before, but they never had championship-type talent, and that's exactly what the Vikings are. And when we had that with the Milwaukee Bucks, that was a complete mess. So, A, it is a complete mess there in Minnesota because guess what? Even if they trade Kirk, they're not going to sit there and try to tank to get the first overall pick. They're going to be in the cycle of mediocrity for a very long time because they don't have a new quarterback, and Justin Jefferson is eventually going to demand a trade at some point because he sees the direction that this team is going in. They don't even have a running back anymore, so this team is in shambles. Harrison Smith, I know he's getting a little bit older, but this team is not going to be very good 3 years from now. So I say, A, the Vikings are a bigger mess than the Green Bay Packers because the Packers at least know where they're trying to go, where the Vikings have no idea what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm going to go with what Brad said. I think F, they're not in a bigger mess than the Packers because they have assets that are movable, and actually, you know what? Man, this is a really tough question.
It is tough. It's a good one.
This is a tough question because the Packers are only a mess if Jordan Love isn't the guy, right? If Jordan Love shows that he is the guy, then they're not in as big of a mess as the Vikings. So as of right now, I will say F still, but it is a tough question because trading Kirk Cousins puts them in QB purgatory, which is what the Packers may or may not be in moving forward. But at least the Packers think they have a plan.
But keeping Kirk Cousins puts them where? And mediocre in the middle. Like they legitimately, what are they trying to do? It's about winning championships, and we all know that Cousins isn't the guy.
Yeah, he may not be the guy. I just don't think putting all the blame on him for the Vikings. Like they sold their whole defense. Like their team isn't very good. They have a top 5 tight end in the league, I think, in Hawkinson, and a top 5 wide receiver, top 3 in Justin Jefferson. They have playmakers. They don't have the team around them, and they got to figure out if they have the coach too. So it's a good question. Good job, Max, on that one. Was that you?
No, that was Chris.
Good job, Chris, on that one. Hope you're enjoying vacation. We're live at Who's on Layton. This is KBN, Kyle Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, live until 5. And I got to give a shout-out to the Princeton Club because my guys there have made it amazing for me. Been working out at the Princeton Club for over a year and a half, and it just has helped my health mentally, physically, in every which way. And it started with the moment that I walked in. I started feeling the vibe, the community. They have 8 locations in Madison. They have East, West, Fitchburg, Express locations. In New Berlin, here in the Milwaukee area, that's where I go. I do personal training. But they always upgrade their equipment. So you don't have to think, hey, do I need to join a different gym? No, because you have the place that's always investing in you and the equipment. That's why you should join the Princeton Club. 24 hours, 7 days a week. They are open. Free childcare with your membership. They are trying to make it as easy as possible for you to become the best version of yourself, and that's what they've done for me, and that's what they'll do for you. It's time to play a little over-under here on KBN. Let's go with caller 5 and caller 8. 800-990-3776. Caller 5, you're going to get a choice. Max Meyerson, he's got a category. He's going to give you the category and an over-under. Kyle, Brad, myself, we team up. We get 10 guesses in 3 minutes to get as many answers correct as possible based off that over-under. Caller number 8, you're going to be stuck on the other side of whatever caller number 5 picks. So you got a chance to win a $50 gift card. Somebody's walking away with a $50 gift card. We hope you choose the over because I like winning this game because I'm too competitive. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776 to win a $50 gift card. Over under on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're
not young, wild, and free.
Yeah, I am young.
You're not that.
I am
Every
wild.
time I ask you to do something, I check with a girlfriend.
Wait, why are you taking so? Why you going personal? Why you gotta talk about business? I can still be free with a lady.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Using the word black licorice is like being left-handed.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I think it's the same percentage of people like black licorice that are left-handed.
You're partially left-handed.
I'm not left-handed. No,
if you don't left-handed.
If you don't.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Transitioning from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love in Green Bay was always going to come with his challenges. The offense has scored just 6 total points in the first halves of their last 3 games, and Love has morphed into a turnover machine. Despite the struggles entering the bye week, head coach Matt LaFleur is optimistic his young team can turn things around.
We all knew that there was going to be some growing pains, but I haven't lost faith or belief in the group that we have. I just think that we can do things better, and I think we can coach better, and I think we can execute better.
The Packers are now off until October 22nd when they visit the 1-4 Denver Broncos.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
Greetings, ESPN listeners. This is Matt Anderson with Maddie's Bar and Grill in New Berlin. I want to personally thank everyone for making our 25th summer amazing. The Big Backyard at Maddie's hosted over 100 catered parties and live music events, and we are just getting warmed up as we turn the corner into another great Wisconsin sports season. Our 18-foot LED wall, combined with Maddie's signature hospitality, culinary and spirits expertise, and amazing space makes this your ultimate destination for all things sports this fall. I'll see you when I'm looking at you.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
My night runs into morning all the time, and through my phone I'm scrolling, bang my line. Off that drink it's hard to focus. Seems like I'm always chosen by romantics that are hopeless. We can make arrangements.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Who's on Layton, a brand new bar at 517 West Layton Avenue. Compliments of the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Stop by, have some great food. Football's on tonight, tons of great TVs. But we got to get right to it. Time for a little over-under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over-Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It is over-under, and here's how the game works. Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace, myself, Ben Brust, we are your contestants for the game. Max Meyerson has set a category, and he has given that category to caller number 5. Maxie, you did not teams me or let me know who we got.
Sorry, we got John as caller number 5, and Reggie as caller number 8. John has the over at 5.5, and Reggie has the under at 5.5.
5.5 is a low over-under, so this might be hard. So Maxie's got a category. We get 10 guesses in 3 minutes to get as many right answers as possible. John believes we can go over 5.5. We got to get 6 out of 10. We got to get 6 out of 10, boys. And if we do, John wins a $50 gift card. If we don't, Reggie wins. All right, Maxie, what's the category?
So Jordan Love has the lowest completion percentage in the NFL at 55.6%. Who are the next 10 QBs with the lowest completion percentage in the NFL with a minimum of 50 attempts? So lowest completion percentage.
You're taking out the Browns guy.
Yeah, the rookie DTR, yeah, he's out. So all the guys that have those like 13, 18, whatever amount of attempts, 50 attempts, lowest completion percentage, next 10 guys after Jordan Love.
So basically looking for 22 to 31?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Let's start the clock in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Zach Wilson, final answer.
How about Bryce Young?
Hang on, give us where they're at on the list.
So Zach Wilson is 4th worst at 61.1%.
61.1. Bryce Wilson has struggled with accuracy. Bryce Wilson, final.
Bryce Young.
Or Bryce Young.
He is not on the list.
Wow.
I was going to say Anthony Richardson. I feel like this might be the Tennessee Titans.
Anthony Richardson's actually been more efficient than I ever expected coming out here.
But completions-wise?
Yes, from a completion standpoint. I was shocked by that.
What about like Daniel Jones?
Yeah, I feel like Daniel has sucked it up this year. A lot of passes, being down a lot. Ryan Tannehill has thrown a lot of passes, being down.
Yeah,
I don't know about Justin Herbert.
Herbert.
Oh, that's my way to say it in Portuguese. Couldn't roll the R though.
Fields?
I feel like I just saw something.
No, Fields is decent.
Okay.
Let's go with Daniel Jones.
Not on the list.
Oh gosh. All right, so we're gonna start throwing out some names here.
There's a couple layups
I'm trying to think.
here.
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter
got me on the list.
Nope.
Golly, layups.
Are you kidding?
Layups. I'm trying to think of a trash quarterback.
There's a couple ones that I'm surprised by, but there's some layups you guys are missing.
Let's slow down, even though the clock's going. Like as Kyle, that we're getting close to the airport. Just start thinking of teams.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G. Let's throw. I mean, might as well.
No. Don't just throw out Jimmy G right now. Throw out teams. Get
Derek
out
Carr,
there.
Saints.
Seattle, not Gino. Saints, Derek Carr. Think of if there's a layup. There's
Russell
a layup.
Wilson, Broncos. Josh Dobbs, the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He's been solid, but like maybe he's on this list.
What about the Redskins?
1 minute.
The Commanders.
Sam Howell. Sam Howell's probably on this list.
Nope.
Oh my God.
It's because we call them the Redskins.
We got to get the rest right.
Shoot, I mean, all the scrubs obviously good. I guess Jordan Love is a scrub. All these other scrubs, or maybe completion percentage means nothing.
What about like Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
Oh,
final.
Mac Jones sucks.
Yep, he's 9th worst at 62.5%.
Tua Tagovailoa.
No,
he's throwing the ball a lot. I'm thinking of high volume passers.
30 seconds.
Lamar Jackson. Oh, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett final.
Correct. He is 3rd worst at 59.8%.
Oh, you know who sucked it? Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow final.
8th.
All right, I'm on a roll, baby.
Two left.
Lamar Jackson, because his team can't catch the damn ball.
Lamar.
Nope.
Damn.
Oh, all right. Hey, I was
10,
fine with it. Brad,
9,
get that off
7,
my ear. We lost.
6,
we lost. I get it.
5.
We get it.
Put it down.
All right.
So here's
that was a heck of a run though to end. That was unbelievable. What a rush.
Brad and I did absolutely nothing there.
No.
So when Kyle was rolling, that's when you got to take a step back. I was fine with Lamar. He's probably mid-pack right now. Did we mention the other two?
Ryan Tannehill. Oh crap.
So you guys mentioned Anthony Richardson and did not say his. And you didn't,
that's my bad. Hand up.
He was 2nd worst in the NFL, other than Jordan Love at 59.5%. There's
second name I'll put down.
Just take us through it all, Maxie.
Okay, so other than Jordan Love, the worst is Andy Dalton at 58.6%.
Oh!
Which is a tough one.
I didn't know he had enough attempts.
Yeah, that's why.
Was Minshew on there?
No, he's been great. And I didn't check the attempts, but even if he did, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be on this list. Matthew Stafford is 5th worst at 61.1%.
Oh, interesting.
CJ Stroud, 6th worst at 61.3%.
Really?
I cannot believe none of you guys said Justin Fields at 61.8%, 7th worst. And then Ryan Tannehill, 10th worst at 63.4%. You guys got 4 correct.
We said every name but 2 of them. Dang.
So when I said
that hurts,
I was thinking Anthony Richardson and Justin Fields, and neither one of you guys didn't even sniff about Justin Fields, which is mind-boggling.
Well, we thought Justin Fields would be better.
Well, it's a fascinating list because Joe Burrow is on there. You know what I mean? Like, you think they were going to preseason AFC title contender. We're a little late.
No, we outthunk ourselves on this one.
Yes.
That was we really outsmarted them.
And here's the thing. What we need to do is we need to be better than the Packers coming off of a loss right now. After this feels like the Detroit loss. We are coming back in 2 minutes. We are going to bring energy and be better than what we were this last segment. All right?
Yes.
How's that
we
for
can
a
do
coach?
That.
How's that for a coach? I got an identity for us. Already more than Matt LaFleur. Coming back, KBN in 2 minutes.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air. You kind of are like a Pat McAfee for the ESPN Milwaukee. You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff. And so I love KBN. I listen on the podcast a lot.
Leo, I'm here for you, and I appreciate everything you say. We love you listening, and you can call in every day and say that. I won't get old.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room for the October 29th and November 5th games. Book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today. Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at titostailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit titostailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and it's mid-October. Are you ready to make some money? It's $99 this weekend all the way through Monday. Go to fatjacksports.com, and before the NBA season starts, make money for as little as $99. Want to spend less than that per week? Get all the plays through the Super Bowl, and it's about $60 a week. Now is the time to add basketball and save even more. Go to fatjacksports.com, get signed up today, and win money betting the games. That's fatjacksports.com, fatjacksports.com.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from Who's on Layton in Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Live from Who's on Layton, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Make sure you try their Cajun pasta or the brat burger, because listen to this, it's topped with a beer cheese spread, sauerkraut, and served on a pretzel bun. I mean, that doesn't get any more Wisconsin than that, folks. Who's on Layton? 517 West Layton Avenue is where you can find us. Compliments of the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. Already games on the TV, even the replays. I judge a bar based off their TVs, right? What's on the TVs? Are they just letting something rerun that was on an obscure channel? No. They're like, hey, we're going to give you some action. We're going to give you some football, which means they're getting ready for the Thursday night game tonight. So make sure you stop on by the brand new Who's on Layton. I'm Ben Brust. He's Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show. Brad Nortman leaving us shortly to go to Charlotte. And we have it on Twitter at KBN ESPN. I still can't get over this. The fact that Kyle Wallace he left his father in Atlanta. I mean, like, I want people to hear that. Kyle Wallace boarded a flight when the gate agent told him that it's going to be closing soon.
Yep.
And you left your pops in Atlanta.
Absolutely. He made a decision.
You are heartless.
Listen, life is all about making decisions, and he made the decision that he needed to go to the bathroom, not on the plane, and I made the decision I wanted to get back to Milwaukee.
Okay, how about this? What if it was your girlfriend?
Oh. Here's the thing. Me and my dad, we've been around each other for a very long. At that point, it was almost 19 years we've been around each other. It is what it is. I'm trying to build something special with the lady.
You're not trying to build something special.
Me and my dad already had something built. He'll get over it, but a woman, somebody you care about, she may hold that against you. And the last thing I want to do is have to look that woman in her eyes every day. Remind her of the person that left her at the airport.
Is that a break-upable offense? What's the word I'm looking for here?
Yeah, like almost like a fireable offense. Like, yes. Is that like break-upable? I think it might be, because that would be really indicative of what your priorities are. That's a whole lot of like, I'm looking out for me and I ain't worried about you, and that will never go well in a relationship with a father-son. I can maybe start to, and maybe like you could give him crap for that and vice versa. With a woman, that is like personal. Like you are not going to be there for me.
Yeah, no. Basically, you get on that flight without her. When you come back, don't go to her house. Your stuff gonna be cut up. It's gonna be put outside. Your car may be keyed up. I may be talking from experience, but it's gonna be some drama. You're gonna have to come back to.
Okay, hang on. Time out. Talking from experience. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh no!
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast, but.
Why not? They're old shows.
I've had some
old shows.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
If your parents know you, they're gonna love you either way.
I know. Yeah.
I've never seen Kyle Wallace speechless.
That is my favorite moment of the show right now. We can talk about just about anything.
Yep.
Boo-booing in the bathroom, leaving your father at the airport. But what the ex-girlfriends have done to Kyle have made him shut up on the show. So if we ever need him to shut up, let's just bring up the X's. 800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. We also have it based off this conversation. How early should you show up to the airport before your flight? 2.9% say 30 minutes. You guys are crazy. They must live in Madison and go to Dane County, which, like I said, it doesn't even feel like there is security there. 1 hour is creeping up. It's creeping up, Kyle.
Good answer.
28.9%. The majority of people, 40.6%, say an hour and a half, and 27.6% is 2 hours.
Now, go vote myself to go boost that up.
Kyle, have you ever had to do the hey, excuse me, I'm late for a flight. Gotta skip the security. Do that whole kind of thing to make up for.
Yeah, I hate those people. I try to make it difficult on them because it's not my fault.
Will you not allow them to go? or will you make them bitch it?
I'm just gonna I'll let them go.
Box them out.
I'll box them out a little bit. Pretend I'm not paying attention. You know what I mean? It's not my fault you showed up late. Figure out your time better. Now, what I will say is it is a little bit annoying, but I will let this pass, is if you are on the plane and you say you have a connecting flight.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You're in the back of the plane. You're like, hey, I got a connecting flight. Do you mind? Sure. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. But other than that, no. We're all getting off the plane. At that point, once I'm on, we're all getting off the plane at the same time. I actually think the worst part about airports is the stampede of people when they haven't even called the line yet, and you can't.
Oh, that hovering in the gate.
The huddle's the worst.
No, I don't do that. I have never been in a scenario. I mean, listen, I've been in a scenario where I thought about it, but it's never been that crunch of a time. And what annoys me the most is when I see people doing it. And then I see them getting on the same plane later as me, and I'm like, ain't that something?
That is cardinal.
Because I'm already thinking, I don't want you to skip, but usually it's like a mother with her son or something like that, or her daughter, and they're like, all right, well, whatever, it is what it is. But when I see them at the same place as me and they was in a rush, I'm like,
It's like when you're on the road and you speed past somebody, and then you both pull up to the red light.
That's me.
That's right.
That's me. I'll definitely be turning let me just look straight. I know I'm past. I'm going to look straight.
Yeah, I heard you're the Wild West on the road.
I drive like a Kia boy.
Driving like a Kia boy. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. We got to do our cover 5 picks because we're going to lose Bradley Nortman to his great vacation he's going on to Charlotte. So we're going to need a KBN Nation picker. As it stands right now, after we did our picks for Week 5, Kyle Wallace, 13-7, Brad, 11-9, Ben, 10-10, and the KBN Nation picker, which is somebody each week, is 9-11. So it's anybody's game right now. So let's go with caller 3. Caller 3 to be the KBN Nation picker. We got 5 games against the spread. All you got to do is bring that football knowledge. That's it. Bring the football knowledge, and you can participate as part of Kyle Brust and Nortman's Cover 5 Challenge, the KBN Nation picker. 800-990-3776. And while Maxie gets you at 800-990-3776, Kyle's going to tell us maybe he's smart at this game, but he's also smart at the office.
Oh, I am very smart at the office. And just today, I got to utilize that amazing technology that we have at our GKB office that comes from Smart Spaces. See, we live in this virtual world, and every company has to adjust to that, and they have to be able to navigate that. And that's why you have to find a company like Smart Spaces that makes that adjustment, that journey less painful. And so when your company needs a smarter space, you can definitely go to Smart Spaces. They help you become beautifully integrated across all environments, whether you need to get TVs, you need to get speakers, whether you need to make sure that you can project onto a screen by just a push of a button. Just to join the meeting, Smart Spaces gets you set up, and they make your dream of having an integrated office become a reality. So definitely improve your business today by going to smartspaceswi.com. I'm telling you, improve your business, make it more seamless in your office by going to smartspaceswi.com. You will never regret that.
800-990-3776. Caller 3 to be the KBN Nation guest picker on our Cover 5 picks. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like, it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like that for oatmeal, you're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not Quaker, is it? Chocolate chip pancakes with butter
organic.
and syrup that make me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 41, starting off with a kind of heavy ride from Good Hope Road all the way down to Burleigh. We're up to about a 30-minute ride now from Highway Q to the Zoo interchange. Westbound 94, filling in from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. It's going to take you about 10 minutes to get from downtown to the Zoo. And southbound 43, also going to be delayed pretty much at our usual spots from Bender Road all the way down past Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, windy with light showers likely, less than a quarter inch of rain, low of 53. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain becoming heavy in the afternoon. 1 to 2 inches of rain is likely, a high of 57. Weather is brought to you by Adams Generators, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Call for your free quote today at 262-944-2010 for power peace of mind, or visit adamspower.com/generators. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football Guy.
My biggest criticism of what they did from a roster building perspective is that they gave him no one of experience to throw to. No one.
Football Guy.
Yeah, I just think that this team is better than what they put out there on Monday. I am not buying all this. I get they're young.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 40-ounce selected varieties Crisco oil, $4.99. 15 to 24-ounce selected varieties Bertolli pasta sauce, 2 for $6. 4 to 7-ounce selected varieties Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches, 2 for $5. 32-ounce bottle selected varieties Dunkin' or International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7.
Let's see, spices, cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Heading up north for some golf? Be sure to book a tee time at the Ball Golf Course, an Arnold Palmer masterpiece just north of Milwaukee on the way to Kohler. It's the best destination for your next Wisconsin round of golf. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
We're hitting the home stretch of the conference schedule for the Crusaders.
Spins away from a defender at the 5. Still on his feet. Is he going to be dragged into the end zone? Is he in? Touchdown, Crusaders!
Are you kidding me?
On Friday night, it's Catholic Memorial taking on Wauwatosa West. Gabe Neitzel and Mike Padole have the call starting at 6:30. Sponsored by the Bray Team at Shore West, Gerald Nell Inc., Wind Dancer Balloon Promotions, Mid-City Sports, Suburban Asphalt, Perspire Sauna Studio, Edge Leadership, and Urchel Real Estate Group. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Got it stove after stove, stroke on the smoke. They tell me to quit, don't listen what I'm told. They help me forget that this world is so cold. I don't even know what I'm chasing no more. Tell me what I want.
Live from Who's on Layton at the brand new bar and restaurant in Milwaukee. Stop by after work and enjoy a nice cold Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Grab some curds, some wings, a sandwich, a burger. They got it all here at 517 West Layton. Love the TVs that they got here. You know it's a great bar. Love the square bar there as well that they have. High top tables, some slots if that's your kind of thing. It's my kind of thing. It's your kind of thing. Whatever your kind of thing is. They have it here at Who's on Layton. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. And it's time to make some Cover 5 picks. All right, so I reset the standings before, but real quickly, after week 5, we started a week late, just so you guys know. I am at 10-10, Brad is at 11-9, and Kyle is at 13-7. The KBN Nation picker went 3-2. That was Marcus and Waukesha last weekend, which got KBN Nation 9-11. So Mike and Madison, welcome in to KBN.
Yo, what up?
All right, well, you got to carry the weight here for KBN Nation. So what we're going to do, we're going to go Brad, Kyle, you, then me. So let's start with our guy, Bradley. Bradley, the Vikings play the Chicago Bears. They are 2.5-point favorites on the road against the Bears.
This is just a nasty game. Totally a nasty game. The Vikings without Justin Jefferson, huge loss for that team. The Bears getting a little bit of momentum, a little bit of belief maybe. Call me crazy. I'm going to go with the Bears and the points.
Oh, so we must not think the Bears suck that bad anymore. So I guess we'll find out this week how good the Bears.
Or both teams just suck.
They both teams just suck. I know Justin Jefferson isn't playing, but I still trust in what the Vikings have on offense. And that team, they can't fall to 1-5, can they? The Minnesota Vikings can't fall to be that bad. And so I think the Vikings cover this 2.5 and they win that ball game on the road.
Just because my brother has placed a bet with me, I can't in good faith do that. But let's go to Mike and Madison. Mike, -2.5. Yeah, the Vikings at the Bears.
I think they're gonna with Jefferson being on injury too, and they just tanking. I think they just gonna tank for the rest of the season or whatever. So I'm going with the Bears.
There it is. I'll go the Vikings as well. It's a divisional game. It's gross. Anything can happen in this type of game. So I hate this game. I think the Bears is where I would want to pick, but I can't do it with my brother. So I'll go Vikings -2.5. Moving along to in the division, the Detroit Lions -3.5 at Tampa Bay. Go Bradley.
Man, this is an interesting one. I just think Detroit is playing so well. I like Detroit. I think they're going down there, and I don't think the NFC South. I know they got 3 teams with 3 wins, but I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're good enough to keep up with Detroit. Momentum for the Lions keeps going. Give me the Lions by a touchdown.
Woo!
Ooh, Lions by the touchdown. I think you're absolutely right. When the when the Buccaneers did play a good team like the Eagles, they did not play very well. So I'm going to go with the Lions. They're hot, and I think they deserve to be one of the top 4 teams in the NFC, and we need to look at them that way, and they're going to establish that this week. So I got them. They're the underdog?
No, they're the favorite.
Oh, they're the favorite. Okay.
3-point favorite.
I still take them on this.
Go ahead, Mike. -3.5 Lions at Bucks.
I think the Lions get a little speed bump this week, and I'm going to take the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mike. I like the points +3.5. I think there's value in just taking the points for the home team. The Lions, historically, under Dan Campbell, have not been as good on the road as they have been at home. Maybe they put that narrative to rest, but I'm not willing to do it yet. Let's move over to Monday Night Football, as the Packers are on bye, so we'll not be picking the Packer game. Dallas, -2 at the LA Chargers. Bradley.
This is the ultimate game of two teams I don't trust, that they should be better. I don't trust either of them. So for that reason, just give me the Chargers. I think that they've got a good team, and their offensive coordinator is the offensive coordinator last year for the Cowboys. I'm blanking on Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
So a little bit of inside information there. Give me the Chargers at home as an underdog.
Yeah, I don't trust the Chargers. They seem to always have some type of close game every week. But the Cowboys, They every time I pick against them, they seem like they do well except for last week. So I'm going to continue the trend of picking against the Cowboys because I cannot stand the Dallas Cowboys. So I will also go with the Chargers as well. Come on, Justin.
I think it's a good bounce back spot, but let's go to Mike.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys need to bounce back, so I'll take the Cowboys this week.
Yeah, I just, again, there's something about the Chargers. I still would trust the defensive playmaking on Dallas versus the unknowns of what you're going to get from Brandon Staley every single week of him being a degenerate coach. Brandon Staley as a coach is what I am at the casinos of Las Vegas. I will go with the Dallas Cowboys in that game. Let's do a little college action before we get to the Badgers. Let's do the best top 25 matchup in college football, which I believe to be Oregon and Washington, where College Game Day will be. Oregon on the road at Washington. Washington -3.
Wow, that is a great game. I could see it going either way.
Oh, thanks, Brad.
That's my analysis of the game. Give me the Oregon Ducks. I like their speed. I like where they're at. They've been there before. Washington is a great team, but I like the Oregon Ducks.
Man, that's tough. Michael Penix Jr., I believe, is the quarterback out there for Washington. We saw Oregon play. We saw them beat up on
Prime.
Colorado, beat up on Prime, and saying games aren't won on social media and through clicks. But, man, they got a Heisman candidate out there in Washington, so I think I'm going to roll with Washington to cover on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go, Mike, I am so sorry. It's because I'm not in studio, so I can't see anything. Mike, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington, too.
All right, I got Washington as well. I like Michael Penix Jr., 16 TDs to 2 interceptions. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a fun game. I just like rooting for Penix for some reason. He's fun to watch. But so is Oregon. It's going to be a great game. And lastly, the Wisconsin Badgers. This is a weird-ass game. The over-under is 34. And it feels...
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. And I actually would probably bet the under, and I'm not even joking. But the Badgers are favored by 9.5. So that would mean they'd have to win... Jeepers Christmas, 21 to 10, 24 to 13, and that would go over.
That's true. That is wild. Man, I don't think Iowa has the capacity to score. I know that the Wisconsin defense hasn't been great, but they legitimately cannot throw the football. Their offense has been a joke. So I literally think if the Badgers can get 17 points, they'll cover. So give me the Badgers.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a little bit of rain, especially early in the morning, but the game's at 3, rain in the afternoon, and the thing is the Badgers like to throw the football. They need to throw it better. But Deacon Hill for Iowa, he's not good. They're not going to be able to score any points, but I just don't trust the Badger offense to be able to get it going against Iowa the way they need to. I think they win that football game, but 9 points, double digits seems like or almost double digits seems like a stretch. So I'm going to go with the Badgers to win, but not cover. I'm not going to say the other way around.
Mike in Madison, you're there.
I agree with you on that one there. I got the Badgers to win, but I don't got them to cover.
Yeah, again, it's such a weird line. Deacon Hill, former Badger, will likely be playing as the starter.
Yeah, he will be.
So I'm going to go with the Badgers minus 9.5 because I don't care about the over-under. All I care about is the Badgers getting it done against an abysmal Iowa offense. And it's time for that statement game. If you have a team that sucks that bad on offense, and you have an offense you're trying to develop with Braylon Allen, and that pass game showed glimpses of something at times, I need some 25-plus yard plays against Iowa. Give me the Badgers minus 9.5. Mike and Madison, thank you for listening. Thank you for being the KBN Nation picker. We'll track your results. Thanks for playing.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
That's Mike and Madison, part of KBN Nation. And coming up next, also part of it, is Jason Wilde. We'll get Jason to give us a little insight on Matt LaFleur. Is like I'm continuing to be curious on Matt LaFleur and if he's going to change his approach over this 10-11 day stretch differently than he did what was almost a bye week last week heading into the Raiders game. Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch, you can hear 9 to noon across these various stations, joins us next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, live from Who's on Layton.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
This is a complete joke. The fact that y'all think that Taylor Swift has more universal appeal than Usher is ridiculous.
I'm stunned you're against that.
No,
notion.
I'm just confused. I didn't realize that. Oh, 4
Did you
pop
know
songs.
there's more people in the world than Kyle that have judgments of music?
Maybe I just need to get out more. You know what I'm saying? I thought I grew up in a suburban environment that allowed me to understand different people, but something is up with y'all.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Delays right now, southbound 43 showing up from Good Hope Road all the way down past North Avenue, back on the brakes through the Marquette over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94 seeing delays from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, and southbound 41, a heavy ride right now, Good Hope Road all the way down past Burleigh. Right now we are looking at about a 37-minute ride from Highway Q to the Zoo Interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, windy with light showers likely, less than a quarter inch of rain, a low of 53. Then tomorrow, cloudy with rain becoming heavy in the afternoon. 1 to 2 inches of rain is likely, a high of 57. Weather's brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is the year to buy the woman you love a big anniversary diamond.
What's a big anniversary diamond?
A big anniversary diamond is any diamond that's at least twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
A big anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
People are always so happy when they see the price we can give them.
Kessler's has wonderful prices on 1 carat, carat and a half, 2 carat, and 3 carat big anniversary diamonds.
People will ask you about your big diamond everywhere you go.
So big anniversary diamonds are the hot new trend?
It began with men buying big anniversary diamonds for the women they love. But now it's gone to a whole new level.
Women are now buying big anniversary diamonds for their men.
Women are saying 2 can play that game.
I like games that 2 can play.
Everybody likes games that 2 can play.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University, affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Bucks basketball is back. A new era tips off with Coach Griffin at the helm, alongside returning favorites and exciting new additions. It's Dame time, Milwaukee. Don't miss a moment of the action. From the electrifying slam dunks to the roar of 18,000 fans, all unfolding live at Pfizer Forum. Secure your seats now. Visit bucks.com/tickets and join us for an unforgettable season of Bucks basketball. There's a seat waiting for you at Pfizer Forum. Secure yours now at bucks.com/tickets.
What are we having for dinner? At Cousin Subs, we have a simple answer for this age-old question. A family 4-pack, of course. Now at participating Cousin Subs locations, you can get any 4 classic or deli fresh subs or subs in a bowl and 4 chips or regular fries for the limited time only price of $30 plus tax after 4 p.m. You heard that right. Feed your entire crew for just $30. Order in store at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my tears blue. And these blinding lights, they shine.
Live from Who's on Late, the brand new bar and restaurant in Milwaukee. Stop by after work, enjoy a nice cold Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. They have great food, great TVs, and NFL will be on tonight. Joining us now, because that's what the music that you're hearing means, is Jason Wildeon, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light, across ESPN Wisconsin. Jason, it's bye week for the Green Bay Packers. I'll start here because we asked Rob Domofsky last week, heading into the Las Vegas game. Of the 2-2 teams, there were 12 of them. He had them in the top 3 of the 2-2 teams. Is this team any good?
Not in its current form. It's not terrible, but it's not good enough. No, I mean, look, I understand we have this conversation a lot, but this is a process, and some people expect it to be further along than others. You know, I have seen how young players, even when they're surrounded by veterans, take a while to get the hang of things. So when you throw a bunch of young players all together on one side of the football and then mix in a fourth-year quarterback who is a starter for the first time after riding the pine for 3 years, I'm sorry, this is what I expected. There's good, there's bad, and there's ugly, and we've gotten a little bit of all those things, but probably of late, more bad and more ugly than good. And sometimes that's the case when you're talking about young players who are finding their way as frontline players in the NFL.
Jason, there's a lot of issues this team has to tackle over the short and long term. But as you look at it, if the Packers could address one thing, just one thing over the bye, address it and conquer it, what would be that thing that helps them the most? What would you say, you know what, Packers, if you're going to address something, address this, and is that where their focus should be?
Well, you and I have been friends now for a while. Now that I've met you in person, finally, it took a while. But, you know me better than that. There's no way I'm ever going to give you one thing. I can't do that. So I'll give you 2. I'll give you 2 and
Fair.
limit myself to 2. The first one is get Aaron Jones healthy. I think that's the most important thing. I think that they beat Atlanta if he's playing. I think they beat the Raiders if he's playing. And suddenly now you're looking at a team that's 4-1 instead of 2-3. And Brust isn't asking me, are these guys any good? That's the margin in the NFL. You played in the NFL. You know that it's 4, 5 plays, sometimes even fewer, that are the difference between winning and losing. And if you have Aaron Jones involved in those plays, chances are those are going to be good plays for you more often than they're bad plays. So that's the first thing. The other thing is Jordan Love's completion percentage. Now, there's a variety of ways to increase that number without just throwing constantly short, easy-to-complete passes that don't gain much yardage. Certainly they need to use the scheme to his benefit more and find plays that are going to effectively scheme guys open for him so he has some easy throws. They have to impress upon all these young receivers and tight ends. 9 guys we're talking about here. 3 rookie tight ends, 3 rookie wide receivers, 3 second-year wide receivers. They have to get better at being in the right place at the right time and running the right routes in the right way. And I keep going back to this, but LaFleur put it out there for us. The 3rd and 3, where we all saw Luke Musgrave get chewed out, which LaFleur's not a chewer-outer per se, but certainly get a stern talking to on the sideline. He ran the wrong route. And if he'd run the right route, they'd have picked that up, and who knows, maybe they go in and score a touchdown on that opening drive instead of punting. So whether it's that, whether it's the scheme, whether it's just demanding that Jordan be more decisive and maybe take a few more checkdowns than he's taking, he can't keep completing 55.6% of his passes. He can't. You can't win that way, especially in an offense that is designed for you to complete around 65% of your passes. So those are the top 2, and then everything after that. There's certainly plenty more on the list, but those have to be in the top 2.
Well, I'll allow the 2 answers because those were 2 good answers, Jason. Kyle.
they were good answers. So Jason, you talked about something that I really feel like the Packers are struggling with, and it's youth. And so after the Packers started out 2-1, you thought maybe, 6 game, that prediction of winning 6 games was kind of, they're going to win more than that. Where do you stand now when it comes to your overall season prediction after the first 5 games of the season?
Yeah, it's certainly easier to see them only winning 6 games suddenly, right? I thought they were going to beat the Raiders, right? I did. I didn't think they were going to beat the Lions. Although, again, path of least resistance. I picked the Packers to win every week when we do predictions. Look,
it's a smart thing to do, Jason.
That's the Kyle method.
It is, and it works. If they lose to, let's all be honest here. If they lose to Denver, as bad as Denver is, and now they're kind of in fire sale mode on top of it, then there's going to be, whatever we have now will be to the nth degree. That if you lose coming out of the bye to that team, there's going to be big panic in River City. If they win, they're sitting at 3-3 after 6 games, and you feel better about them, right? Even if it's not going to be perfect the way they might beat the Broncos. So to me, I think I'm going to be wrong. I maintain I'm going to be wrong. If I am wrong, next time you guys are at Who's on Layton, the beer-battered Brew City Skinny Fries will be on me if I'm wrong, because I'm looking at those along with the house kettle chips and thinking I got to try these.
Yeah, you have to. As we're joined by Jason Wilde here, you can hear him on Wilde and Tausch across these various stations from 9 to noon as Jason joins us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And we're live at Who's on Layton, which he mentioned, with great TVs and great food. Jason, were you at the Tuesday presser with Matt LaFleur?
I was, yeah. I asked about 40% of the questions, it felt like.
What did you make of the identity answer? Because, I find it really interesting for a fifth-year head coach to be talking about trying to develop an identity, whereas if, and again, we've been using Dan Campbell as an example. I don't think, we're saying Matt LaFleur needs to be him. You can be different types of coaches. But if you were to ask all 53 guys on the Lions what their identity is, I think you'd get a pretty consistent answer. I don't know what you'd get from every Packer if you ask them that.
Yeah, I think identities are forged from year to year. Now, some coaches obviously have a very clear-cut identity. Look, I like Dan Campbell. I remember him as a player. I love his, biting kneecaps and all this other stuff. But one of the reasons why they're good is because they've got a really smart offensive coordinator who's getting the most out of Jared Goff and really doing a good job of designing plays and everything else. So, I think this identity stuff, there's no doubt. That was the longest answer I've heard in a long time. It's got to be top 5 longest answers from a coach in my time covering the team. It was almost 5 minutes that he went on about that. And it was Bill Huber from Sports Illustrated who asked. It was great, and I really enjoyed it. And I like Matt after losses. I know Packers fans don't want them to lose, but when Matt's talking after a loss, he's pretty good, and he's pretty introspective and acknowledging his own failures. And I thought for the first time, or not the first time, but in a rare instance, he also was flat out honest about his team and about his players. And some of the, for him to go through that portion of that answer to Bill where he's talking about how, we'll have the exact right play dialed up against the exact right look, and we're getting the bare minimum of yardage. That's execution, and that is a direct criticism of your players, which he doesn't generally do. Now, didn't name anybody, and he was clearly uncomfortable when we pressed him on the Luke Musgrave play, but he eventually gave it up and admitted, he ran the wrong route. I mean, so to me, identity is forged when you are starting to do things consistently well, and you can, as he says in his answer, hang your hat on something. Like, I thought their identity coming into the season was going to be they were going to have a really good offensive line. They were going to have a really good running game because A.J. Dillon was going to bounce back from, by his own admission, not being very good last year when he and I talked during the offseason. I remember talking about that with you and Scalzo back then. With Aaron Jones healthy, with David Bakhtiari playing, 12 to 14 games, and they were going to run the ball really well, and they were going to do stuff off play action to make life easy for Jordan Love. That was what I thought their identity was going to be. And then on defense, it was going to be sometimes they're going to play well, and sometimes they're going to play really poorly, but most of the time they're going to be kind of mediocre. That's what I thought their defensive identity was going to be.
Jason, I just have to say that answer was encouraging because of the fact that one thing that we're worried about is this team is young. This team needs to develop. To hear you say that there is something we can measure ourselves at, we're running the wrong routes. The right play was dialed up, but we're getting the bare minimum. We can evaluate 6 weeks from now to see them, okay, they're now running the right routes. Okay, now they're maximizing the play and actually, scoring on that play or getting a big chunk on that play. And so at least now as Packers fans, we have something to kind of measure up for progress going in the right direction for this team.
I'm glad you're encouraged. I'm glad I can deliver that because usually, ask Alex Strofe how often I make him feel encouraged about the Packers, and he would say not very often.
He's more optimistic than I am. So
that is true. That's what happens when you're born in that area versus born in Milwaukee. You have a little bit of a different blood color, like Alex Strofe does.
Jason, it's a bye week for the Packers. Does that mean Jason Wilde has a bye weekend? And if so, what does Jason Wilde do on his bye weekend?
I just got a flu shot, and I'm old enough that I need a shingles shot, apparently, so that was cool. The good news is I had
a colonoscopy the next day, too?
I had that last year, actually.
That's right. That's right.
And the good part about talking to you knuckleheads is that Maddie and Sid and Paula were next, and I said, hey, I got to go. I got to go talk to KBN. So I wasn't there. The girls are old enough now where you would think they wouldn't lose their you-know-what when they get their shots, but I think they probably did, I'm going to predict. But I'm still, I took today off from the show, but I wanted to make sure I joined you guys and Homer later. I'm still writing. I talked to my good buddy Kirk Ferentz today. That was fun because I'm working on a story about Christian Welch, who played at Iowa and is from Iola, Scandinavia. So I'm not really doing anything fun. I think we're going to go to a pumpkin patch, though, because I hear that those are very enjoyable. I know I enjoy them.
Well, Jason, enjoy your bye week. Enjoy the pumpkin patch, and I guess enjoy getting old and getting shots that you didn't know you had to get.
Well, I've heard about some of the shots you've had to get, but that's another story for another day.
Well played. Well played. You take care. Be good, all right?
You too, buddy. All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
There it is, Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon across these very stations. We'll be back. We'll wrap up the last segment before we lose Madison to our great friends Rutledge and Hamilton, and we take you till 5 from Who's on Layton. That's next. Kyle, Brust, Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Blessed to be joined by Mark Tauscher here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, him giving us and you the time to speak with all of us here across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're annoying. You are so annoying.
What are you talking about?
You're just annoying, dude.
All right. If that's your opinion, I'm sure others echo it as well. I will say that.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. From the tee box to the green and everything golf-related in between.
Who's number one? Max. Yeah, Max Homa's number one. It's not even close, right?
On the tee with Gabe Neitzel and Stephen Watson.
Just because he's been so open and honest already, you get a couple drinks in that guy, like, how open is he going to be?
On the tee with Gabe and Stephen. Presented by Wisconsin Golf Trips. Tuesday night at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN. And available with Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's Original 86 Bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rickhouses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
The Ewald family of dealerships is proud to introduce Ewald Buick GMC of Menominee Falls. Get ready to shop the easy way. We make it easy to save on your favorite Buick and GMC models with the lowest prices guaranteed. We make it easy to go farther too with Ewald's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. So it's easy to see why you want to go to the Falls. Ewald Buick GMC on Main Street in Menominee Falls. Go to EwaldBuickGMC.com today.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and it's mid-October. Are you ready to make some money? It's $99 this weekend all the way through Monday. Go to FatJackSports.com, and before the NBA season starts, make money for as little as $99. Want to spend less than that per week? Get all the plays through the Super Bowl, and it's about $60 a week. Now is the time to add basketball and save even more. Go to FatJackSports.com, get signed up today, and win money betting the games. That's FatJackSports.com, FatJackSports.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week we have two UW Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week, Homestead High School football players Sam Nemke and Jackson Montgomery. In a huge contest last Friday night on the road, Homestead prevailed 10-0 against Cedarburg, and it was a pair of late-game heroics from our Student Athletes of the Week to seal the victory. In the fourth quarter, both Nemke and Montgomery came away with interceptions against Cedarburg. First, it was Nemke with just under 8 minutes remaining in the red zone to halt Cedarburg's drive to get within a score. And following him just a few minutes later was Montgomery with a pick in their own territory to help put the game away. Homestead gets the win, and they get the North Shore Conference title, the Highlanders' first division title since 2018. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athletes of the Week.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month? And you can get the extra benefits you need, like dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more? I know because I'm a member myself. Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is so screaming good because that's what I'll be having tonight. Be enjoying some food and then my late night snack. probably halftime. We're at who's on third right now. Who's on Leighton. I know a lot of people are used to saying that. Who's on Leighton right now?
All in the family.
But when it comes to halftime, probably I'm going to need that snack. And that tavern style, thin and crispy, those are the ones that hit the spot for the watching sports or celebrating a win. But also, you can feed the whole family with the Screaming OGs. You got the Bestie's Revenge. You got the Holy Pepperoni. You got the Boss Hog. You got the Supremus Maximus. Max, let's see if you can step in here. The Mambo Italiano.
Huh?
How have you not know how to do the mambo? Find your screaming pleasure in your local grocer's freezer. Max, the hard part is you're not going to get any free Palermos. If you would have nailed the mambo there, you would have gotten some free Palermos. Yeah. But this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. We are at Who's on Leighton. And we talked about it yesterday. We were sitting in the studio, and on ESPN, it was not just a highlight of something that the Bucs did. It was a sit-down. It was a sit-down with John Horst, and it was a sit-down with Adrian Griffin. And so there's been a lot of change in the Wisconsin sports world. You go from really I'll say it. It was a 30-year change in Wisconsin football, from Barry to Bielema to Chris, like the foundation of Wisconsin football. It was very well known what you were going to get week to week. There is a changing of the way that they are playing football in Madison. That's because they have a new head coach in Luke Fickell. And the offensive system, and obviously even the defensive system of what we're used to, is changing. You have Jordan Love. I mean, that's another 30 years. Back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Now you have Jordan Love. And then when it comes to the Bucs, there's new change here. Coach Budenholzer, he won you a championship. He didn't win you the championship. Giannis won you that championship. His free throws, I think he was 19 of 20 from the line in Game 6 against the Phoenix Suns. That team got it done. They won a championship. But there is change. Which change are you more confident in? Luke Fickell, Jordan Love, or Adrian Griffin moving forward? That's what we're going to get to next in about 2 minutes. But got to give a shout-out again to Who's on Leighton. We have been here. We are enjoying a ton of the great food. They got tons of TVs. Make sure you come out, check it out. It's brand new. We are here courtesy of the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. And on Twitter, at KBN. And you know what? I agree, John, in the 414. There are some things that will change. And the Mambo will never be the same without Josh DiMaggio. Josh DiMaggio is the producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy from 7 and 9. Have you heard him do the Mambo, Brad?
I have. Actually, our first show together, he made a special appearance and he gave us a Mambo. And I was an avid Scalzo and Brust listener, so I was like, to see it in person, beautiful, utterly beautiful.
Should we have Mambo tryouts?
Oh, I like that.
I like it.
All right, Max, I don't know if you earn a tryout because you
No, he failed that.
He had it.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
All right.
No, you don't listen to the show, clearly.
Yeah. He's just sitting back there getting his fantasy lineups ready. All right, ready, Max? The Supremus Maximus, the Mambo Italiano.
Mambo!
Little high pitch, but a good effort.
That's pretty
Little
good.
high pitch,
Not bad.
but a good effort. Like I said, we'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll be on 94.5 ESPN at 1430, ESPN Beaver Dam. Coming up next in Madison, it is Rutledge and Hamilton. I'll be on there at 5:15. Now, I stink at our own bets, but I'm 3-0. They have a segment with this degenerate called Betting with Brust. I'm 3-0 on my own picks. How come I can't do it in real life? You'll get that in Madison. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Apparently, Brad has gone through every NFL power ranking that there is out there and averaged out where the Packers land. We'll tell you where that is on the power rankings, and we'll ask you if it's just. Next on Scalzo, or dang it, that's $5 for the jar. Gosh darn
Throw it in there.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Backups continue along southbound 41. Right now, we're at about a 32-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo. It's an extra 18 minutes. The northbound side, we've got backups out of the zoo interchange up past Swan Boulevard. Pretty hefty ride along southbound 43 from before Bender Road, stretching all the way through the Marquette interchange and onto 4394.
Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedule and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, windy with light showers likely, less than a quarter inch of rain, low of 53. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain, becoming heavy in the afternoon, 1 to 2 inches of rain likely with a high of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Brad Nortman here. Catch me on KBN, weekdays from 2 to 5. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from Who's on Layton in Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. Holla, we them boys. Holla, we making noise. Holla.
It is the Faux One Faux Hour at Faux.
You know what it is.
What is it?
It's the Faux One Faux Hour at Faux. Live from Who's on Layton.
There it is. There's Kyle Wallace. He's the heartbeat of the show. Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL player, is with us, and I am Ben Brust. We are live from Who's on Layton, enjoying a great time here. Starting to feel the happy hour vibes on a Thursday as it starts to get a little bit more full. People getting off work. Come enjoy the great food. Come enjoy the brat burger with beer cheese spread, sauerkraut served on a pretzel bun. I smell it all. I see it all. Can't wait to have it all. And, we talked about it before we went to break. I just think it's been interesting because we're so used to consistency in the state of Wisconsin when it comes to sports. And moving on from Paul Christ to Luke Fickell. Moving on from Coach Budenholzer to Adrian Griffin. Moving on from, the Hall of Fame quarterbacks to Jordan Love. What Wisconsin sports change that we've seen are you more confident in right now? And I know it's easy to pick the Bucks, but we still haven't seen it. That is something that an unknown can be a scary thing.
Well, for me, when I think about it, I'm tempted to pick Adrian Griffin, but the question is, which change are you most confident in? And that change is from Budenholzer to Griffin. This is his first time as a head coach. It is not easy to maintain egos, and even though these are low-maintenance guys, comparatively for superstars, for Giannis and Dame, but that is still a lot to handle. And he has not shown inability, because he hasn't been given the opportunity, to take a team all the way to the championship. And I do think a veteran NBA coach helps with that. So I'm not necessarily confident that Coach Griffin, I don't think he's going to do bad. Don't take it that way. I think he's a good coach, and I'm optimistic on the Bucks. But I'm not as confident in that as I am as Coach Fickell in Wisconsin. That is the coach that I am more confident in. He's proven he can do it in the Midwestern level and be able to take a team like Cincinnati, bring them to the college football playoff. He's had years of experience at Ohio State, which has been, as much as I hate to say it, it is the absolute gold standard for what a team can be in the Midwest. And I like the changes I've seen. They're still ironing some things out for sure, and they haven't played to the expectation I thought they would this year. But that was the change that Wisconsin needed to make in today's college football. An active, high-energy recruiter, bringing a lot of more modern college football schemes to Camp Randall Stadium. So for me, as I look forward, and I think if we look back in 5 or 10 years, we'll see the changes that Coach Fickell has made in Wisconsin to reap the most benefits for that particular hire. Because I think, honestly, and I hate to discount Coach Griffin, if they win, it's going to be a lot because of Giannis and Dame, not necessarily because of his coaching.
No confidence in Jordan Love, I see, at all, huh?
I just love me some Fickell.
Didn't even bring him up, but you know what, Brad? I love everything you said because I 100% agree with the fact. Wait, let me finish. I agree with the fact that Luke Fickell is going to bring greatness to Wisconsin, and with the recruiting, with the scheme, with the change in mentality, they are going to win football games. But let me tell you, Adrian Griffin is going to be a home run pick for the Bucks. I'm telling you right now, I am most excited and most confident. You did not catch that. That was gone, baby. That was 450 feet. That was out of here. And so the thing about Adrian Griffin, I love the new energy. This guy is a former coach. He's somebody that understands the player. He's all about competition in practice.
You mean former player?
Yeah, he's a former player.
You said former coach.
Former player, now a coach.
I'm helping you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. He's coached on a championship team before out in Toronto. So he knows exactly what he's wanted to do. He's been waiting for this opportunity. This team is going to play great defense. They're going to have something that we talked about Matt LaFleur did not have. They're going to have an identity as well. So I am excited about what Coach Griffin is going to bring to the Milwaukee Bucks. And I mean, you can't, having Damian Lillard and Giannis makes that easier as well. But I am excited for the next 5 to 7 years as a Bucks fan. It is Coach Griffin that I am most confident in because he is, mark it down today, he is going to bring a championship back to where it belongs. So Larry O'Brien belongs here in Milwaukee again, and so we're going to be celebrating the championship because of him as a coach.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN if you want to hit us on the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. And I think, it's a fascinating conversation because when it comes to Coach Griffin, I think I tend to be optimistic, but at the same time, it almost feels inversed in a way. Coach Bud was an offensive coach. Now I know they had struggles in the half court in the playoffs, but I wonder what those struggles would have looked like if they had Dame. You know what I mean? The Bucks had put up some crazy numbers in the regular season at times, 150 points. Chris Middleton having 40 by halftime. Sometimes, they played a style where I was like, damn, if Dame was in that, I wonder what it would look like. So it's going to be interesting knowing that Adrian Griffin's coming with a defensive philosophy mindset, but maybe he doesn't have, again, it will be an offensive special guy versus I'm the head coach and I worry more on the defense, more of a specific coach type thing. It's common, but not as common, where you have an offensive and defensive coordinator in the NBA, but it may have to be that way. I'm curious to see how that molds. It's hard for me to pick Fickell. I'm probably going to pick Griffin because I want to see more. I still am walking away from these games feeling empty. I'm still walking away from these games thinking I don't know.
And I'm the spoiled fan. My goodness, they're winning.
No, I know, but I'm not walking away thinking I really enjoyed, or I know how we're winning and I know what the direction is. There is an unknown still about what they're trying to become. It was the air raid. I'm seeing them run up to the line of scrimmage after first downs and run the hurry up, and then the 3-5-3 or the 3-4-5 or whatever the hell Tressel's running right now. It's just so different that I'm still trying to figure out how it all comes together. And maybe it is, hey, look, Ben, be patient. They're winning. They're in position to win the Big Ten freaking West. That's still an okay thing considering.
I'm glad you didn't say good. Okay is the correct.
Yeah, it's still I mean, because the league is crap. The second best team in the league is Iowa, and we're favored by 9.5 points due to the fact they don't have the quarterback, but also they can't score points. So I can't go with Jordan Love because there's more of an unknown there when it comes to the change after following 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So I'm going to go with Adrian Griffin, but it's by default because of what he has, right? You almost can't screw that up. If you screw up Giannis, Dame, and Chris, then you're really, really bad.
No,
So-
but that's happened before, right? You've seen teams get these players that come together and they screw it up. Just because you have talented, great players on your team does not automatically mean you're going to win a championship. You have to be able to make sure these guys can play together, have the chemistry, and become one cohesive unit. And so I just trust in the fact that what he is doing will make sure that this team will win a title. And that's the most important thing. We don't want any more failures around here in Milwaukee for the Bucks, and I think Coach Griffin has the juice and the magic to make that happen.
It's interesting with Coach Griffin because, for a first-time head coach, this is about as perfect of a setup as you can have, but then with that comes pressure to perform for something you would never expect for a first-time head coach, right? Because you have all the talent on the roster, you have a ton of experience, and for having great superstars on your team, they are low maintenance, right? Giannis and Dame are amongst the lowest of high-maintenance type guys that are at a superstar level in the league. So he's just seeing a big old fat fastball right down the middle. All he has to do is make contact, but with that, it would be a pretty epic screw-up if he can't get it. And I don't think he will. I really think that this is a complete team. I really respect him as a head coach. And I actually think his defensive philosophy will help mask what we lost in Drew Holiday and having him be like a total lockdown defender. Maybe he'll create more of a team defensive situation, so the loss of Drew Holiday will be softened a little bit. But it's ironic that there's so much pressure for a first-time head coach, which is not usually the case, but it is such a great situation for a first-time head coach. Really strange.
I mean, you can't ask for anything better.
No, you can't.
Right? Like I'm a first-time head coach, and you're giving me arguably the greatest player in the entire world. You're giving me a top 3-4 point guard in the NBA who is a bona fide superstar, and not to mention Chris Middleton is finally going to see an open shot. Think about that. Think about that. The consistency that Dame will bring on the perimeter and the consistency that Giannis will bring every single game, playing his hardest because that's what he does. He plays 1,000,000 miles per hour and leaves every ounce out there. Chris Middleton will be the beneficiary of that. And if he can stay healthy, they're primed to win a championship over the next 3 years.
And
no, you go.
This is what leads me to the expectations we talked about, right? We talked about the expectations for the Milwaukee Bucks, and then we look at the expectations for the Badgers. Well, it's early, and he took over the program and got to get the guys going. They got to change the offense. Well, then we look at Jordan Love and this team, and this is why we shouldn't have these huge expectations for Jay Love, because of the fact that it takes time to develop into a winner. It takes time to develop into a champion. It takes time to develop your identity of who you are as a player. So I just think it was very unrealistic for us to put these expectations on Jordan that he'll be able to come in right away and knock it out the park.
I don't think it's a coincidence that a kid started screaming when you started talking.
Well, kids love to scream when I scream. You scream, I scream. We all scream from ice cream. Give us some ice cream.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Don't say sorry. I'm glad that he was screaming when Kyle was talking. All of ESPN Wisconsin was happy when the kid was screaming when Kyle was talking.
We got a fun audience up in here on Who's on Layton.
It's getting wild for happy hour at Who's on Layton. I think I got it. I think I got it, right? Let's get them the brat burger, right? Topped with beer cheese, sauerkraut, served on a pretzel bun. That'll keep everybody happy, I'll tell you that much. 517 West Layton, here for the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
Will you give Coach Griffin, and this is maybe where the fallacy of mine, because when I'm thinking about which change you're more confident in, I'm thinking about Coach Fickell and the importance of his role, right? Like his role as a college head coach, the program lives and dies by the head coach, ability to recruit, put the guys in the right position. It's almost like I'm giving Coach Griffin less credit for the success that I think they're destined to have because the cards he was dealt is so good. Is that unfair of me? To give him kind of less credit as a coach when they win a championship?
It is unfair of you because Mike Budenholzer took the Atlanta Hawks before he was the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now he ran into LeBron, and it did not go well for him and the Cavaliers, who made the championship like 18 straight years in a row with LeBron in the East. I think we've seen now how hard it is to win an NBA championship, even with Giannis as your guy. He does have some shortcomings, and those shortcomings showed last year against the Heat when he was playing, Kyle, hot potato with the ball late in the game. Now, Dame obviously will help with those things, but it's so hard to win a championship that if you win a championship, you deserve credit as a head coach, right? Like, at the end of the day, if it was that easy, we'd have championship coaches that, like Mike McCarthy would have been here as long as Bill Belichick's been in the Patriots. It's so freaking hard to win championships that if you are a first-year head coach and you're able to manage the ship knowing that Boston's no joke.
They are no joke.
Right? Like, you don't know what's going to shake out. The team who won the championship last year came from the West. It was the Denver Nuggets. So, again, I think, yes, you do for a first-year head coach who's never led guys, and you should know this. Imagine if somebody came into your locker room and inherited a team, and inherited the team that went to the Super Bowl, like somewhat of the same team, took you to the Super Bowl again the next year, and it wasn't Ron Rivera. Wouldn't you be like, damn, that's pretty impressive?
Yeah, I would. And I'll say, I don't think all coaching positions are created equal. I think in college football and the NFL, more important than, say, a baseball manager, and NBA is somewhere in between because it is so star and player driven. So not that I'm not giving Adrian Griffin any credit. I'm giving him a ton of credit. Yeah. But I just think that the credit would be of greater value for somebody like Coach Fickell, making them relevant. I think it's a heavier lift than what Coach Griffin would have.
But nobody goes into the NBA and wins without talent. Like, not at all. Every coach that wins the championship, they win it because of not their scheme. I mean, the scheme, it plays a role and what their offense is and what their defense is. But at the end of the day, you need superstars to win titles, and sometimes superstars can win despite their coaching.
Very rarely, but it does help to have a good coach. 800-990-3776. It's PJ Tucker when the Bucks won the NBA championship and said, "We got dogs." Well, the dog of the game on the Green Bay Game Day postgame show is brought to you by Sit Means Sit. So check out our Green Bay Game Day pregame show, our Green Bay Game Day postgame show, 3 hours before and after every Green Bay game, and check out the dog of the game. And if you want a happy, confident, and obedient dog, look no further than Sit Means Sit. Sit Means Sit is phenomenal. You can check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Matt and their team, you go through the consultation, you figure out what your needs are for your puppy, for your dog, and they will make it happen for you. So check out Sit Means Sit. Go to sitmeansit.com, Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Who's on Layton. Matt LaFleur, we got to get back to him because he had time and they stunk the bed. They looked horrible after 10 days of preparing for the Las Vegas Raiders. They got merely the same amount of time to prepare for the Broncos. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to lead Jordan Love? We'll hit that next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Okay, but you could say the same thing about NFL sports teams fans.
Like Kyle Wallace. Oh. No, this is totally different.
No, Kyle, seriously, tell me the difference between getting dressed up, going to a Taylor Swift concert, versus getting dressed up, going to an NFL game.
This conversation was
pretty good.
That is good.
That's a great response.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Backups continue along southbound 41. Right now we're at about a 32-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo. It's an extra 18 minutes. The northbound side, we've got backups out of the zoo interchange up past Swan Boulevard. Pretty hefty ride along southbound 43 from before Bender Road, stretching all the way through the Marquette interchange and onto 4394. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedule and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, windy with light showers likely, less than a quarter inch of rain, low of 53. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain, becoming heavy in the afternoon, 1 to 2 inches of rain likely with a high of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozga on 94.5 ESPN.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
I think black licorice is like being left-handed.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I think it's the same percentage of people like black licorice that are left-handed.
You're partially left-handed.
I'm not left-handed. No, if you don't.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe
you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
AccuRite Tax and Financial Services has Toshiba copiers and network printers from James Imaging Systems. President CEO Jason Rose.
We have 17 different tax preparers on staff, and we have 4 printers running pretty much nonstop. And during tax season, it's absolutely crazy.
And Jason, those printers from James Imaging Systems have to work just as hard and reliably as your people do.
Oh yeah, yes. If something comes up that's an issue, we have somebody that we can call that can help us resolve the issue very quickly and efficiently.
Reliable printing, reliable service. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That helps tremendously keep us being productive, keeps those tax returns going.
Jason, bottom line for your practice?
Happy clients, happy workers, happy me.
Don't worry, be happy with document imaging technology and extraordinary local support from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
After every final whistle.
Holy mackerel. Cool and collected. That is the new quarterback.
Green Bay Game Night on 94.5 ESPN is your place to go.
I don't care if it's got an L in the column. I consider it a win.
Sound off on the Boda Box wine line after every green and gold game.
So I think I just watched a different game than the one Homer and Tosh watched. In the game I watched, I saw the Falcons roll up over 400 yards of offense.
The Boda Box wine line on Green Bay Game Night. 800-990-3776. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
One more time.
Live for the brand new Who's on Layton. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Streaming, as always, on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. You can get us 800-990-3776. He's Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Nortman. And we're heading into the bye week for the Green Bay Packers. And they had plenty of time to prepare for the Las Vegas Raiders. The offense did not look bueno at all. So when I think about Matt LaFleur, I just think about, it feels almost like I'm watching the 2022 Packers all over again. I don't see a lot of creativity. I don't see a lot of changes. And part of that is I understand you have to grow with these young guys. We talked to Jason Wilde. He's saying that they're running the right routes, or not running the right routes. They're getting the bare minimum of what they should on a lot of these plays. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to be leading Jordan Love?
My answer is he can be, but he hasn't proven he's able to yet. He is from this really prestigious coaching line and in his cohort, I'm not even sure I'd call it a coaching line. It's almost like a little brain trust that they all had together.
Fraternity.
Yeah, like with Shanahan, McVay, McDaniel, and Matt LaFleur. And if we look at those four, and we look at what they've been able to put together in their respective teams, man, the offensive the creativity, the ability to scheme, put guys in the right positions, and really win with anybody. I even think about McDaniel, right? Look at what Tua's doing under him compared to Brian Flores. I mean, a totally different quarterback. Tua's MVP candidate, and under Brian Flores, you're wondering if he's the guy or not. So those guys have an ability to take a quarterback and make him special and help him put up big numbers. We have not seen Matt LaFleur's ability to do that yet. It's still early, so I'm not entirely sure I can write him off yet. And we have seen what LaFleur can do with Aaron Rodgers, who's playing at MVP type caliber levels, helped him end his career as a Packer strong. So he can be, but I'm not entirely confident he is the guy. So if I had to cast my vote, I'm still going to go with yes. I still think he is a good creative football mind, but my expectations for him, it used to be, hey, McVay, Shanahan, McDaniel, we're going to get that type of dude. I don't think we're going to get that type of dude. I still think he can be an above average, good offensive mind and put Jordan Love in a good position. But I'm not sure we're going to be getting that elite level scheming like we hoped we would get. Or else I think we'd seen it already.
800-990-3776. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to be leading Jordan Love?
Yeah, I mean, my answer is going to be yes. I have to say yes based off the fact that he's been the only coach that Jordan Love has had. They've planned this out where he was going to take over. And again, I will keep talking about the fact that transitions are not easy. They take time. And like I said, Jason Wilde gave me a little bit more hope of the fact that knowing that they can identify the areas of growth that need to happen. And that's exactly what I want from my coach, is to be able to identify those areas, and then we are able to see the next week progression and getting better. And I do believe that though we seem like they lack a little bit of identity, maybe the real issue is the fact that he can't implement an identity when guys aren't running the right routes, when guys aren't executing the way they need to execute. We're working our way to get to that identity, and I think that Matt LaFleur is the guy to do it. Last year, the Los Angeles Rams had a season a little bit of transition with guys being hurt and letting players walk, and they won 5 games last year. Sometimes you have to take a step back record-wise in order to take a step forward in order for the team to be better moving in the future. So I do still believe that Matt LaFleur is the guy that's going to right the ship, and he is the guy to coach Jordan Love and be successful with these Packers. Because at the end of the day, we could talk about what Mike McDaniels is doing. We could talk about what Kyle Shanahan is doing. We could talk about what McVay is doing. But at the end of the day, when we look at records-wise, it's not like our coach Matt LaFleur is chopped liver. He's done a very good job at winning football games, which is the thing that matters most in the NFL. So I'm going to trust a guy that has won a lot of games early in his career to right the ship and lead Jordan Love to be a successful quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, so here's where my trepidation comes from. I heard what Jason Wilde said about, right, like you Kyle Wallace, came away more optimistic hearing that, all right, Matt LaFleur is saying this about his guys. They're not running the right routes, right? They're getting the bare minimum, and you have something to build off of. The little things matter. But unfortunately, I've been hearing that, and whether you want to hear it or not, this is something that Aaron Rodgers called out last year. It was the little things, right? It was practice habits. They weren't practicing good enough. They weren't doing the right things. So hearing that be a reason why they're not really meshing right now is not encouraging for me from a Matt LaFleur standpoint, because I understand transition takes time, but if practice habits were bad last year and practice habits and little things aren't getting done to the point where they need to this year, that to me is a consistent theme that I'm seeing, which again, I feel like I'm watching the same thing as last year. And I know you've added rookies and you're asking them to do a lot when a lot of these teams, this is an unprecedented wide receiver and tight end group. I completely understand that. But I'm also watching Sean McVay with a 5th-round wide receiver, Puka Nacua, play like a stud. That's a 5th-round rookie. And so he's scheming that guy open. They didn't even have Cooper Kupp the first 5 weeks. They don't have the same run game that they had when they had Todd Gurley. And so when you look at the other 3 coaches, I think it's fair to compare. Now, it is tough when, Tyreek and Raheem Mostert, who ran through the Packers in 2019 in the NFC Championship game, and Jalen Waddle are on one team. They don't have that, and I'm not comparing that, but there is more creativity that I'm seeing, and maybe you can't have that creativity if you can't get the little things right. But if the little things aren't getting done right, that's when I point at the head coach. So I worry that he is not the guy.
I just think you need to listen to your boy Aaron Rodgers. You're a big fan of Aaron, correct?
Answer the question. What I will say is, I heard you. You didn't want to take anything Aaron said. And so now you can't use what Aaron said against me.
I want you to listen to your boy Aaron Rodgers, that you believe that he is so great that you went and bought his new jersey, even though you've worn the jersey more than he has.
That's pretty good.
Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers told us we need to just take a deep breath, calm down. He didn't say relax, but basically relax and trust the kid. okay, and trust the process. They're going to get this together. So you can talk about, Aaron Rodgers said this about practice habits and this and that and all that, but he still believes that Jordan Love is going to be a better quarterback, and in order for Jordan Love to be a better quarterback, he knows that coach and Matt LaFleur is going to be the one that leads him. So I'm going to trust the Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers, the fact that he believes that Jordan's going to be great, and he believes that because he knows he has the coach to get the greatness out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Aaron has to say that. It does give. Hold on. It does give me a little bit of what Aaron provided was a reminder that even for him it was hard. I think we forget that easily. That in 2008, that he was saying things like, "I was missing people. I was throwing bad interceptions. I won 6 games." So it was a remember of like, "Oh yeah, this is supposed to be hard for Jordan Love. This is supposed to be a hard transition." And I also don't think Rodgers would go and double down if there wasn't part of him that actually believed it. I think he could say things in a different way to be able to be like, maybe he doesn't believe him. But to me,
he's not as bad of a guy as Kyle makes him out to be.
No, he's not. And I just want to, I want to throw something out there, right? Because we talked about maybe the closest comparison, if we can throw out the 49ers and throw out the current Dolphins, right? What about with Sean McVay last year when he had Baker Mayfield come in? And he actually had Baker Mayfield looking pretty good. When he went there during the bye week and they got him ready to play, and he actually played pretty decent based on his stats, better than what he usually puts up. I just wonder if Matt LaFleur is that kind of guy, where it's like no matter who the quarterback is, I can plug him into my system and he's going to play better. That's the only thing I wonder about. I don't think Matt LaFleur is a bad coach. These dudes are elite. They're great offensive minds.
It sucks to say, though, that we have the worst of the 4 fraternity brothers that were on the Washington staff together, McVay, Shanahan, and Mike McDaniel.
I just don't feel like so Matt, this is his first time having to try to do more with less. He came into the best situation out of all those coaches, where he came into a Hall of Fame quarterback in a football team that had one of the best receivers in the NFL. And so I just think it's very different, where those guys got to come in and got to establish something, where Matt walked into a different situation. I feel like the challenge for him now is to prove what was before wasn't because of Aaron Rodgers, which is very different for those guys. When you look at that Miami team, it's stacked and loaded with talent, and I guarantee you Mike McDaniel's got to pick some of the...
We're not using that example, but I would go as far as to say I don't have the same confidence that Matt LaFleur would be able to do what Mike McDaniels is with that talent.
I mean, that's your opinion. You have every right.
Do you?
You have every right to. I believe so. I believe that he would be able to do some things. Now, they would do the same because Story.
Oh my God!
Listen,
I think he would. Then he'll do the same.
Do the same. We did more of the same. I think he can go down there and be just as successful as Mike McDaniels is. That team is loaded on offense, but putting up 70 points is ridiculous. I mean, I just haven't seen that. So those are video game numbers. So that's tough to say he can do better. But I think he can go down there and do the same and win football games with that organization and get them to the playoffs as well. Because last year Miami didn't make the playoffs because of the fact that Tua got hurt. And they had to go to their backup quarterback, and it was inconsistency that they had, which hurt them from making the playoffs last year.
That's fair. And Matt LaFleur is dealing with something. He's going through transition, too. To coach a veteran-laden team compared to a young team, that's a huge difference. So he's going through his own transition.
800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBNESPN. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to be leading Jordan Love? We got a 50-50 split.
Oh.
So,
go ahead and vote in there to bump this out of 50-50.
50-50 split. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to be leading Jordan Love? We'll continue to hit on that. But, Brad, you got to tell us a little bit about QC Kinetics.
That's right. If you're dealing with joint pain, I'm talking your hips, your shoulders, your knees, your back. I know I deal with that from my playing days. Yes, even a punter deals with that as well. I'm here to tell you that, look, steroids, drugs, surgeries, those are not your only option. If you want to look to the future of joint pain relief, it's right here in Milwaukee, and that is with QC Kinetics and them being able to harness advanced regenerative medicine. To go get a second opinion after looking about all your different options are, you can see how quickly through QC Kinetics you can harness your body's own healing agents and attack that joint pain. And these treatments, they don't just mask the pain, they go to the root of the problem. These concentrated healing properties that are in your body already are placed directly into your joint that provides you long-lasting relief, the ability to restore and repair that damaged tissue. I know that, holidays are coming up and there's projects outside and there's all these things that you want to do. You want to travel like me today. Life's all about motion and activity and being able to physically move your body, and it's so painful to do that if you're constantly dealing with this pain that you're experiencing in all these different joints of your body. And you can tackle that with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgeries. Life is all about motion, and QC Kinetics wants to give you back that motion pain-free using these all-natural treatments. So you need to call the local medical professionals today at QC Kinetics and get your free consultation. They are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. So be sure to call them today at 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. One more time, 414-285-3474.
Brian in Milwaukee, is Matt LaFleur the guy to lead Jordan Love? Maxie, you put him on?
He should be on.
Brian, you there?
Hey, guys, are you talking to me? Hi, are you talking to me?
We gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, I think he can be. The problem is, look at the receiving core. Aaron Rodgers never had a receiving core that was as young and inexperienced as this one. Never, ever. He had a really experienced receiving core, as a matter of fact, his first year that he came in. It's going to take a while for all of these guys to learn all of the nuances of this offense, where they're supposed to be, when do you cut a route off, where do you cut it off to, those sorts of things. We've already seen some of that. The interception that he threw in the end zone when Dobbs cut it to the back of the end zone and he threw it to the front of the end zone. So we've seen some things like that. This is going to take some time.
So real quick, Brian, do you think it has less to do with Matt LaFleur and more to do with the weapons he has out there right now? That's hurting him most.
Well, I think it has more to do with the inexperience of most of the position players on the offense. Really, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the call, Brian. And again, I think it is an interesting dynamic. Justin in Milwaukee chimes in 800-990-3776. If Jordan Love was on the 49ers, would he be doing what Purdy is? I don't think he would, due to his accuracy issues. And I think that's an interesting comp as well, to think about a second-year guy who is the last pick in the NFL draft, leading a very talented San Francisco 49ers team right now. Would Jordan Love be able to do that? And I think that's the question that Brian thinks he could. I just don't have the face based off the accuracy issues as well with what we've seen so far that he could be doing the same things. We'll continue the conversation. 800-990-3776. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to lead Jordan Love? 800-990-3776. Live from Who's on Layton.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I've been wearing these tight-ass pants all day a little bit, and my drawers have not been comfortable at all in these pants today. And so I've just been so uncomfortable sitting in this seat. Y'all know when the stuff be riding up?
Oh, yeah.
So that's TMI.
I don't actually.
Oh, you don't wear drawers?
I do not wear underwear.
Oh, heck.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, my gosh. So you literally sit across from me just free balling every single day?
Every day.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Continue pretty heavy southbound 43 to get from about Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette interchange and on to 4394. We're looking at 25 minutes Brown Deer Road to downtown, another 10 to get from downtown to Layton. The northbound side slowing down out of the Marquette all the way up to Keith, and westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to about Hawley Road. Right now from downtown to the Zoo interchange are at about 11 minutes. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Inn. Looking for a perfect wedding venue? Open air terrace nestled over Okachi Lake. Weisgerber's Golden Mast, your wedding place on the lake. Visit goldenmastinn.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Windy with light showers likely, less than a quarter inch of rain, a low of 53. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain becoming heavy in the afternoon. 1 to 2 inches are likely with a high of 57. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's a city from a fairy tale on the Mediterranean Sea.
Netanya, the city of diamonds.
And in this city of diamonds lived a crazy genius named Moses Hadara.
Moses was a mathematician,
a diamond cutter,
and a bit of a theoretical physicist.
Albert Einstein devised a formula, E = mc squared.
Albert's formula unleashed the power locked inside an atom.
Moses' formula unleashed the power locked inside a diamond.
Moses began with star facets,
kite facets,
upper girdle facets,
lower girdle facets,
and pavilion facets.
But then a voice told him to add 24 new facets, the Moses facets.
When he cut the final one,
Shazam!
Moses unleashed an explosion of light.
That dazzling diamond is known today as the Kessler 81.
See it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
At Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
The all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel has something you gotta see. Play more slots and games, and you could say, "Show me the money," to reveal up to 10 grand each Thursday. 800,000 in prizes is up for grabs. 40 winners each week. This October and November at Potawatomi, Milwaukee, when you're ready to win, just say, "Show me the money." More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid?
Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown has been a lifesaver for me as I go through this fitness journey of having a great place to work out at the Princeton Club, and then knowing that I can continue my fitness journey with Forward Healthy Lifestyles. Lindsay's team has been amazing. It's not just about biceps and sex. That's not what testosterone is. It helps with energy, concentration, mood, weight management, and even heart health. Today was a day for an injection day. Got exposure therapy. This is great with the kid on the way in February. I need to be able to stay awake and not pass out in that room, so be able to give myself a shot right in the butt. Boom, I got that energy right from Forward Healthy Lifestyles, doing that cholesterol, doing the fish oil, making myself better, and they will make you better, whether it be gut health. They have Botox for women. They have everything there. So as you head to holiday season, make sure you're thinking about those gift cards as well to make sure you take care of your loved one. ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com. Book a free confidential consultation with Lindsay and her team. They've been amazing to me, and they will be amazing to you. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Who's on Layton. 800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. Is Matt LaFleur the right guy to lead Jordan Love? We have that on Twitter at KBN ESPN, and with Kyle's 20 burner counts, 190 votes in. Yes, 52%. No, 48%. Congrats, Kyle.
I wish I could barely manage one account, let alone 20 burners. My goodness.
Todd chimes in. Could be, but needs to add a Nathaniel Hackett type to the coaching staff to assist with his schemes. And you know what? It's interesting. I won't say that they need Nathaniel Hackett, but I will say what is interesting is Matt LaFleur, since Nathaniel Hackett left, promoted Stanovich, their offensive line coach, to offensive coordinator. So Matt LaFleur's been head coach, play caller, right? Would it help Matt LaFleur if maybe some of this could come off his plate in terms of play calling, could focus on watching and developing? Brad, from your perspective of playing in the NFL, Do you think that can get in the way at all of developing a team when you're maybe a little not over your skis, but doing too much?
Well,
a young team?
Being a head coach is a lot, right? Just being a head coach allows you to, have a lot on your plate at any given time, let alone all the game film it takes and all the planning and strategy. At a bare minimum, it would be really nice to have somebody that's either the quarterback's coach or an offensive coordinator that you can sit with together. Not that they give you the cliff notes on things, but they can be like, hey, we saw this tendency, we saw this weakness. So at least you can cut out some of the heavy work, even if you maintain with play calling. I think that maybe is something that Matt LaFleur lacks if he had that in a guy like Nathaniel Hackett. If Nathaniel Hackett could be another brain that he's used to in more of this collaborative effort of game planning and film watching, maybe that's what they're missing, right? Because being a head coach plus offensive coordinator, which he basically is, plus play caller, that's just a lot. That's just a lot to do for anybody. So maybe when he had a guy like Nathaniel Hackett who could share that burden, it had freed him up to be a better version of that play caller.
Yeah, no, that's something that I think we can definitely evaluate. I think bringing Tom Clements back should definitely help, but I don't feel like this is something where it's a play calling issue with Matt LaFleur. I just really think that it's a time thing where eventually we're going to be sitting here, and I hope, and I'm optimistic, if we're going to be looking back, 10 weeks from now and saying, man, this team finally seemed like they got it together. I just honestly think it's not a scheme thing. It's not a play calling thing. It is an execution thing. And let me get a ball to Aaron Jones when he's healthy. But other than that, I don't really see an issue with Matt LaFleur.
On Twitter, at KBN ESPN, did the bye week come at a good or bad time for the Packers? And I'm shocked by this runaway. 84% of the people say it is a good time for the Green Bay Packers. It's weird because I do think it is, but I didn't think it was to the point where you could just be like, yes, it is, because you can make an argument that they basically had a bye after they got beat by the Lions.
They did.
They didn't put out a good performance Monday Night Football, but for a young team, a couple of breaks would probably be good to almost break up the season. You had 5 games, break. Right? You have another 5 games, you have week 10 bye, week 11 bye, break, right? Almost section off the season for a young team that, Kyle, you're optimistic that Matt LaFleur and these young guys, if they can grow from where they're at, where their mistakes are, and then 5 weeks goes, Matt LaFleur had that very candid conversation, as Jason Wilde said after losses. He's very insightful. He said a lot of things that he's seen and kind of called out his guys. If there was a bye later on, I could make the argument that, hey, you could be like, all right, boom, take a break after those 5 games. What did you see?
Well, they'll have that opportunity, not the exact same, but they'll have a little opportunity after Thanksgiving where they'll be able to have a little bit of a break later in the season to evaluate where they are at. But then, the next game is not easy because they have to bring in the Chiefs to Lambeau, but at least you get a home game. But you kind of get that chance to kind of have, okay, where are we at? What needs to change? Where you have a little bit more time to be away from the game.
It's like a good news, bad news thing, right? They will get another weekend off where they can rest, but the bad news is that's sandwiched between Detroit and Kansas City. So that's not an easy one for a young team. Oh, man.
Yeah, but that's the NFL, right?
Yeah, for sure.
No matter what the situation may be, where everyone's happy they got the NFC South, well, the NFC South might be better than we think. It might be worse than we think.
Better than the NFC North.
We still don't know, but it is definitely better than the NFC North. 800-990-3776. Joining us next will be Brian Balaga. But before we do, I got to give a shout out to the wonderful folks at Cedar Ridge Whiskey. When you have been making great bourbon and winning awards in Iowa, there's no better way to make a home in Wisconsin. When you have climate controls rickhouses, you're getting temperature swings and you're getting bourbon made and whiskey made that doesn't have, just the same weather all year round. You know what that creates? That creates flavor. That creates profile. That creates something different, which is what you have an opportunity to drink here in the state of Wisconsin, as Cedar Ridge makes a home here. A top 8 whiskey by 2022 by Wine Enthusiast. Each bottle is crafted with authentic Midwest craftsmanship. So go to cedarridgewhiskey.com, cedarridgedistillery.com as well, and pick it up and try it for yourself. Brian Balaga joins us next before the Homer Hour here on KBN.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Kyle wants me to feel what he's feeling. Let me feel what I feel. Let me go through my process the way I go through my process. You're a bully.
Slow.
You are a Jordan Love bully.
You move too slow for me, okay? You're moving way too slow. We've seen what we need to see.
Then get the ring out for your real girlfriend.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
My biggest criticism of what they did from a roster building perspective is that they gave him no one of experience to throw to. No one.
Football Guy.
Yeah, I just think that this team is better than what they put out there on Monday. I am not buying all this. I get they're young.
Wilde and Tausch. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequaled customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
I did not give Aaron Jones the amount of respect
He's
he
the guy.
deserved.
He's the straw that stirs the drink.
Analysis, opinion, a look ahead, and the best electric service, electrifying play of the game.
Love on third down to the end zone. What a catch! Touchdown!
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary. Live from Rockin' Brews the day after every Green Bay game from 6 to 8 here on 94.5 ESPN. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Then we sleep through day, then we play all through the late night.
Tune in every Green Bay game day post-game show to hear the dog of the game. Probably wasn't easy to choose. I mean, I would just go Rashawn Gary because he got 4.5 sacks through 5 games if I was on the post-game show. But Sit Mean Sit Dog Train, they also are part of Green Bay Props and Preview here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And got to give a shout out to Sit Mean Sit. Go to sitmeansit.com. Check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Matt's team will take care of you to have a happy, healthy, and obedient dog. So if you have questions, why isn't this happening? Why did this happen? Get the consultation, and they'll set you up on a path for success. We're live. Who's at Layton? Brand new, great bar, NFL football tonight. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, and we're joined now by Brian Balaga, former right tackle. I guess this will be the last time we talk to you before Wisconsin plays Iowa as well. So a lot to hit on with Brian, but I got to start here. Brian, your $100 is gone. It hit black. We put it on red. And I just want to applaud you for not being a crybaby playing revisionist history and being like, I told you to put it on black, so thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a 50-50 shot. That's what it is. At the end of the day.
Spoken like somebody that made a lot of money during their career. I'm trying to get to your status. I ain't got $100 to spend like that.
Don't be salty because you gave me money and take it out on Brian.
I'm sorry, Brian.
Yeah, and Brian didn't do that to you. I did that to you.
That's very true. That's very true.
Brian, Brad Nortman's leaving to go to the airport right after this. What's the appropriate time to get to the airport before your flight? 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, or 2+?
I like an hour. Just in case there's a backup at TSA. I like an hour.
Smart man. I like him.
Yeah, but what about, like, do you build that in with potential traffic? Like, I think an hour is fine, too, but, I'd rather build in that 15, 20-minute, hour and a half-ish buffer just in case I run into an accident or traffic.
Well, yeah, what I mean is I'm walking through the airport doors an hour before my flight. That's what I mean. I don't mean when I leave my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole different story.
So my flight is at 6:40. You are walking through the airport doors at 5:40.
Ideally.
Yes.
Ideally. That's what you're shooting for. Okay.
Yes.
That's fair. Does that change if you're checking a bag at all?
No, it doesn't. Because I know once I check in and, I'll get on the flight. They'll let me on. Because, I mean, these days every flight's delayed anyway.
Not if you're with Kyle. Kyle left his father in Atlanta when the door was closing and his dad was taking a pee.
That was his fault, Brian.
Oh, no. Ultimate party foul right there.
Brian, would you leave a member of your family back if the doors were closing and they were using the restroom, or would you hang in solidarity with them
and miss the flight?
I would probably hang in solidarity, but I would be bugging the door attendant to leave it open. The people that check you or at the counter attendant, I'd be bugging them to leave the door open.
So if they told you, hey, we have to close the door now, are you getting on that flight or are you just riding it out?
Putting your foot there, stopping,
blocking the door.
Stopper.
I wouldn't leave him behind. No, I wouldn't leave him behind. I'd stay.
You're a horrible
We'd figure it
person.
out.
No. My dad figured it out himself.
So we're talking to Brian Balaga here on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Before we have him on the Homer Hour from 5 to 6 across these very stations, Brian, Kyle is obviously learning to have some patience after the 2-1 start. We heard from Jason Wilde. If Matt LaFleur doesn't cook up something against the abysmal Broncos after the bye week, when do we become concerned about his ability to lead Jordan Love?
Well, I'm not I was listening a little bit before I got on, and I'm against the get rid of LaFleur or LaFleur's on the hot seat take. I'm not for it. I think he's proven a pretty good track record since he got there in 2019. I don't think we should even look down that path right now, to be honest with you.
I think we said hot seat. We were just asking if you think he's the right guy to lead Jordan Love.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess I look at it as, and people probably won't like this, but we're going to find out as the season goes on, is Jordan Love the right guy for the Green Bay Packers? So that's something that we talk about LaFleur, but we're also going to be talking about him as well as this season goes on, because as he started hot and everyone was optimistic, here we are the last 3 games, and people, rightly so, can start asking some questions.
When we were talking earlier about having a bye this early, and it's a little bit different between having a veteran team or a young team, in your opinion, with this young team and where they're at, do you think this is a good time to have a bye for them, or do you think it would have been better if they had it later in the season?
I think later in the season. I think it would have been good to get out against the Broncos this week and try to get this taste out of your mouth, right? This bad last few weeks. Go play a team you have a great chance of beating, get the game done, win, and then maybe get on a bye week. But going to a bye week, 2 straight losses is tough.
Well, you'll hear Brian Balaga, as Homer would say, an hour of brilliance next on the Homer Hour.
Your delays continue pretty heavy southbound 43 to get from about Silver Spring